Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillar. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've seen other people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out, share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, today we are back with the extremely interesting subject. We're going to talk about, yes, a thing that is said for a lot of different reasons by a whole lot of different people for certain outcomes. We're going to discuss, were women lied to? Okay? Were women lied to? Yeah, that's the question on the table, y'all. That's the question on the table. Not really a question. I'm kind of more using it as a statement, but were women lied to? But before we go too deep into this, what I want to do first is just say, number one, thank you for everybody who gives views on the channel, because I do appreciate everybody who comes by to give some views. You know, the fact, all the people that actually rock with the content, I appreciate every single one of you big time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Shout out to all the people who give comments after the streams. That helps with the algorithm big time. So appreciate that. Shout out to everybody who gives the comments after the stream. It doesn't make a difference how long or old the stream is. Just do it anyway if you want to make a comment. Same thing for the like button. The like buttons help a lot. So make sure you hit that like button where you catch it. And if you hit a like before the stream starts, great. If you hit it during the stream, great. If you hit it after the stream, and it doesn't make a difference how long after. I don't care if it's a year ago. Hit the like button, because that's great. Appreciate all y'all big time. Appreciate all y'all big time. And shout out to the people who go above and beyond the call of duty. The people who step up with the financial contributions, because I cannot do things the same way without these folks. So shout out to them. They help Roger be Roger. Okay, that's what they do. They help Roger be Roger. So shout out to every single one of them. So shout out to my main man, Y'all Borgen. He is the sponsor of today's stream. Appreciate you big time, my brother. Appreciate you big time. All right. And let me give a couple shout outs to some of the first people to check in this morning. Okay. Shout out, some of the people that check in first, because when you start the show, y'all, it's good to see that you got a few folks coming into the room. Okay. We got a few folks coming into the room. So, shout out to the number one person today. And y'all know how we do it. We like to say someone's, excuse me, we like to call them the Highlander of today's stream. So shout out to the Highlander of today's stream. My main man, Elder Blood, Magni Void, what is it? Magni Void Son Dominus. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother, big time. He is the Highlander of today's stream. And you know what? I'm glad to see you get yours. And y'all, if you ain't been Highlander of the stream, what are you doing with yourself? Okay, that's something you're supposed to get multiple times. If you ain't got one yet, what you messing around for? What are you messing around for if you ain't got one yet? Come in here and get you a Highlander. Now, the thing is, you can't come too early. Some people try to, if I put it up real early, some people try to get it the previous day or something like that. It ain't going to work that way, y'all. I don't know how exactly it works, but it ain't going to work that day. You can't be too early, but you can't be too late. But you got to find a way to do it. Shout out to my main man, Trail Bentley. Good to see my brother. Good to see you representing as he always does. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. And hashtag Hell Hydra. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Shout out to Chef Mike's Round Table is in the building. Glad to have you here, Chef. Glad to have you here, y'all. Chef helps us keep a little bit of order around here. Shout out to the Pit Master and the Pit Crew. Appreciate what y'all do around this joint. Appreciate what y'all do. And that's real talk, okay? Shout out to Superstar Jay Quick. Good to have you, my brother. Good to have you. Shout out to my main man, Tunnel Runners in the building. We have Amanisant Anakun. Well, yeah, I guess that's how you pronounce it, Anakun. Okay, and I ain't mean to chop your name up if that's what I'm doing. No disrespect, of course. No disrespect. Shout out to my main man, Kevin 3904 is in the building. Inspired Truth Broadcast is here. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? We got Shannon in the house. What's up, my brother? What's up? Good to see you. Music Man 1982 is in the building. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. C-Dub 3004 is in the house. What's happening, my brother? What's happening? We got the Revelator in the house. Great to see you. Great to see you. All right, folks, we gonna get into it, y'all. We gonna get into it. Okay? Were women lied to? Okay? Were women lied to? I hear a lot of people saying, women were lied to for different reasons. And you know what? I'm gonna say a lot of times it's usually to help. I'm gonna say the way I see it being offered, folks are usually trying to help. Some folks are using, something about women being lied to as a scapegoat to justify behaviors. Okay, that's what some folks seem to do. The women were lied to. Well, there's this thing that happens when you become an adult. Okay, there's a thing that happens. Maybe it happens a little quicker than for some folks, happen a little slower for other folks. But when you're an adult, the decisions you make are on you. You can spend your adult life trying to blame everybody else. You can. We all have the ability to technically try to blame everybody else for what we got going on. Okay? But when it comes down to it, it's on you at the end of the day. Now, I got somebody backstage. I'll bring you up shortly. Okay? So You all good to go. So, don't get too antsy back there. You all good. Okay. This is the thing, y'all. Women have put themselves in certain positions. Okay. A lot of black women, whatever the dream was when they were growing up, and the dreams don't change that much. I know a lot of black men would say at today's point, women don't want to get married, which is actually untrue. Women naturally want to be married. If you pay attention to them, they still indicate that they want to be married. Now, how to be a good wife is a totally different thing than getting married, because getting married is something you want to do, especially for the show of it. Women want to have the wedding of their dreams. They want to show off to their friends. And truth be told, they still understand that it's a flex to say you're a wife than to be someone who's not a wife. They flex on each other when they're married. And it don't even make a difference who they married to. You can look at the guy and have whatever lack of respect or respect for the guy, but they know it's a flex to say, I'm married. All right. Now, I think a lot of people say that women were lied to because they want to help the women out, because women are in a position where, let's keep it real, most black women at this point, now I focus more on America. We have a few guests that come from other places. Now, my thing is, if they saying how it is where they are, who am I to argue? Who am I to argue? Can't do it. Got to respect what they say at the end of the day. And this is the thing, though, y'all. Women have an issue because they want people to take their problems away. That's normally how women solve problems. When women run into what they deem as a problem, they ask a man. Okay, the man will take on the task or do something to make the problem go away. Now, they have a problem where people are finding out that they're unworthy of marriage. That's the issue for them. It goes into all type of political things, and it's very much an issue for them on a social level, because what have I told y'all is the most important thing to black women? It is their image. And their image is taking shots because it is so many of them that are unmarried. And there's black women today who at least want to get married one time just so they can say somebody deemed me worthy enough that I could walk down the aisle. Because for more and more and more of them, it's just not happening. Now, image being important to them, they don't want to say, well, you know what? I should actually improve myself so somebody will want to take me down the aisle. Well, technically, somebody will want to be waiting for me as I'm taking down the aisle, because your father's supposed to take you down the aisle. And I'm going to say there are some women who might feel a little ways about a marriage because they don't even know who's supposed to walk them down the aisle. A lot of women got to figure out who gonna walk me down the aisle. Now, I understand. You might say, hey, they dad's supposed to walk them down the aisle. See, you get into some touchy situations sometimes when you start talking about your dad walking you down the aisle. Okay? And that's real talk. All right. Now, shout out to Chef Mike's Roundtable. I'm gonna say this right now, y'all. He says, if anyone comes up with smoke from yesterday, let them know that it is for Bible study. Any reference after that is subject to removal of suit. Just saying, off top. And that's real talk, y'all. That's real talk, y'all. And I'm just going to give a reminder. If you are allowed to attend Bible study, what's in Bible study stays in Bible study. Okay? Now, I ain't trying to hide the scriptures from the people. We can come out here and get a word. Okay? Because, there's a lot of biblical things happening back in Bible study. But then every once in a while, we'll say something. We'll talk about some other things. So if it's in Bible study, let it stay in Bible study. And that's real talk. Nothing comes out but the word, okay? Nothing comes out of Bible study but the word, okay? If it ain't the word, it ain't to be talked about, okay? And that's real talk. That is real talk. All right? So now, back on subject, y'all. Back on subject. So we have people who say women have been lied to protect women's egos. Okay. Women will claim they've been lied to because they want to say, well, I don't know. I made these poor moves. Okay. And because I made these poor moves in life, I should be given a pass. Okay. Women love to get passes. They hate to give them out to black men, but they love to get a pass, though. They love to get a pass. You know, now as a man, I grew up in the world. I'm a fair-minded person. I'm not going to say I'm 100% fair because that would be silly. People have biases and things like that. Just depends on how much you have. But I'm a fair-minded individual. Now, I'm going to say as a fair-minded individual, and you grew up in a world where people are saying, these folks are your equals. Okay, cool. But you start treating a woman like an equal, she gets upset. All right? She gets upset. Now, what's the thing about a woman getting upset when you treat her like an equal? Society say you treat people like equals. You say, cool, I'm going to do that. So why else should she get upset when I treat her like an equal? Now, if you don't open the door for a woman, there's a lot of women who going to get mad about that. Now, a lot of folks will say, well, there's some women that'll get upset with you for opening the door for. They barely exist. You don't hardly see any of them. And truth be told, most of y'all ain't never came across a woman who got upset because you held the door open for her. It's just something you heard about, so you repeat it. You ain't never seen it yourself one time. All the doors you've been through, like you ain't seen it once. Okay? But women show like a brother holding the door for them. Why? Because that makes their life convenient. But if I treat her as an equal and don't open the door, she look at me like I'm crazy. Some of them will even say something to you. They get mad about stuff like this. Okay? If you're working with a woman, okay, if you don't help her with her stuff, she gets upset. She had like something wrong with you. She'll actually accuse you of being LGBT. Why would you get upset? Because I don't want to help you with your work. It's not my work. Now, see, I'm going to keep it real, y'all. Anytime you clock in, I do believe you treat people as equals because you clocked in. Now, I understand you can't treat women as, well, I'm going to say I don't buy into treating women as equal from a social level, but if we getting paid, oh, it's equality all day long. I ain't helping you with your stuff because you ain't helping me with mine. I don't mind outperforming you, period. We clocked in, right? Ain't no love lost. We not friends. We just people who got the same job or we work at the same location or something like that. But you treat women like equals at work, they get upset. Now, I don't really like dude because, I don't know, he must have an attitude or something. Why? Because I didn't go out my way for you. I didn't come over there to help you. I don't want to be all in your face talking to you. I don't have interest in quote unquote sleeping with you on the job. We work together. It's more women out there in the world. I ain't got to talk to the ones that work. And if I ain't got to talk to the women that work, I don't do no extra for women that work. And women get offended by that. Now, I'm not saying that's a me thing. I'm just saying this is things that generally happen amongst women. Okay? Women were told to get an education. Okay? If you get an education, this is a way for you to make more money so you can have better outcomes in life. People say that. Was that an actual lie? Because if you go to school, you focus on books, you focus on education, and you are able to establish a career for yourself, where are you lied to when you can come out and get a career? Now, no one guaranteed you just because you got a degree from here or there that you would necessarily make a $500,000 a year. No one said that. They just said, you go to school, get you a degree. It'll put you in a position where you can get a job and take care of yourself. And I understand even today in 2025, the job market is a little crazier than what people thought it was going to be. There's a lot of people with degrees that don't even get to work in the field they got the degree in. But they told you get your degree so you can get a job. They got the degree and they did get the job. Were they really lied to? And there's people who say, well, you know what? Nobody was planning to carry all that student debt. Nobody forced you to take a loan out. You signed up for that. And there's people right now who say, well, we should eliminate the debt people got who went to college. Now, I hear stuff like that, and I say, okay, well, you know what? They say if you go to college, get your degree, that you'll probably make $1 million more than the average person who didn't go to college. You didn't get your money's worth? Okay, so you owe $235,000 in debt. If you're going to make $1 million more, well, that's still a come up, ain't it? All right, you're going to make over $700,000 more than the person who didn't go. Yeah, you may have to pay $235,000 to somebody else, but you got 700 large, right? Ain't you good? Ain't you good? You can buy the car too. Ain't you good? I look at things, I look at how people see things, I just wonder where their head is. It's like if you go to the NBA, because this is a very consistent thing. Y'all, they talk about how athletes can go pro, and then when they come out, they broke. You ever notice how no one's really sorry, or they don't really feel too bad because some athlete made tens of millions of dollars in their career, or even 100 million plus in their career? If they end up broke, no one seems to care. Why? Because they made millions of dollars in their career. And there's people working hard who ain't made their first million yet. Let's think about it, y'all. They ain't made their first million yet. You get you a job, you get $50,000 a year. 10 years go by, you only had $500,000. 20 years go by, you just got to your first million. So why would somebody who it took 20 years be sorry for the person who got multiple millions of dollars in a course of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years? Yeah, they don't feel sorry for them people. All right, so let me look at a woman and try to be fair. If a woman chooses to go to college, okay? If a woman chooses to go to college and she signed up for some loans, if she gets her degree, why would I care? Why would I say, hey, let's give loan forgiveness to people who went to college? I don't care, man. I don't care, y'all. I've never been a person that cared about loan forgiveness. Why? Because I've never, ever made an intention to borrow money that I wouldn't pay back. I wouldn't do that. I don't understand why anybody would do that if you have some integrity about yourself. Would you borrow $5 from your friend knowing you're never going to pay that $5 back? I don't do stuff like that. Never did. Even when I was a broke kid, never borrowed some money that I had no intention of paying back. Would I even go to my parents and say, can I borrow some money and not pay them back? Now, that's your parents. Now, are your parents really going to be upset with you if you don't pay the money back? Probably not. Okay, probably not. If you got good parents, probably not. If your parent ain't so good, then yeah, your parent could really be upset. But I could do something like that with my parents. But have I ever done that? Have I ever went to my mom or my dad and said, let me borrow $100? See, when you say I'm going to borrow, you're saying that you have an intention of paying it back. Would I borrow some money and not pay it? No, because why would a good person do something like that? I don't get it. Which means I've never had a mindset of loan forgiveness. I don't need to be forgiven for something I'm going to pay back. All right. In a fair life, when you borrow, you pay back. Now the women got the degree, so I don't get what the issue is. And I'm gonna say yes, this is a issue that's drummed up more for women way more for women than it is for men. Now, would there be some men that are benefiting some loan forgiveness? Yeah. If it happens for everybody across the board, sure, there'd be some guys that benefit, but that's mostly a woman's issue. I'm not saying guys don't have loans. What I'm saying is you don't. Well, I'm gonna just say this. To this very point day, I ain't never seen the man complain that he got to pay back his college loan. I ain't never seen one guy do it. Not one. Does he exist? Well, amongst millions of people, I'm sure he got to exist somewhere. It's like the guy with no legs. If you give somebody some time, they can find you a guy with no legs. But I'm going to say up to this point, I've never actually seen a guy say he won't loan forgiveness. Because guys have to live in the real world where we understand we got to pay back loans. All right. So now women have been told all types of things or they can get ahead. Was it a lie? Because even when you're young, you fill out for a job at the retail store. You know, clothing store. You got a clothing store. You a man, you fill out for the job. Woman fills out for the job. Who's probably going to get the job? She is. More than likely she is. Especially if she looks good. Because the better she look, the more they can just have her out front. She'll attract some guys in here. Even if the guy's with his woman, they're more, you can get guys into that store easily. And then the guy will spend some money. Maybe the woman spends some money when she by herself, but if she with her man, it's very much more likely that he'll spend some money. Or if she spends her money, if she come up short, hey, babe, I'm trying to get this skirt. I need another $10. He gonna up to $10 because he want to look good in front of his woman, and he don't want to look broke in front of these other women that he don't know. Where were they lied to? Because, see, I don't remember people saying, go out, get pregnant, have a child on your own, and everything's going to be easy and good. I don't remember people promoting that. I don't. Okay? I don't remember people promoting that if you go out and get yourself a degree, it's going to help you get a husband one day. I don't even remember that being promoted. I am not going to say that since social media became a thing, you won't hear women lying to women now. But when people say lied to, they talk about stuff back in the days. They're talking about people who are already 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and so on, that they had some bad information. Where did they get lied to? Because I'm not saying nobody lied. What I'm saying is they didn't get any more lies than anybody else did. We all grew up in this society. If you grew up in America, you grew up in this society. We all saw the same advertising per se. Okay, generally, same advertising, same movies, same books, same school system. You go to a public school. All right, variations in it. But the men would have been lied to just like the women would have lied to. And how come the men never got these ideas that the women got? Because wouldn't they have heard the same lies? But I do have a guest backstage, so I want to bring him up. Oh no, actually, he either left or he got disconnected. So when the next guest comes up, I'll put him right in. All right. But what I'm saying to y'all is, we have this thing where we say, well, women were lied to, because we like to make excuses for women who fail. And a lot of Black women have failed because they made it to their 30th birthday. They have officially become a loser because they never got married. And we like to say they get lied to because we like to lie on their behalf. I'm going to say that us as Black men, we like to lie on their behalf. I'm pretty sure it's about our natural thing, our natural identity in protecting them. We lie on their behalf. Because I didn't heard many people say, well, women were lied to. And I just thought about it. When I came up, where was the lie? If you go to school and get your degree, will it help you get a job? The answer is yes. That's just real talk. The answer is yes. Okay. I get a lot of people don't necessarily work in the field that they got a degree in, but did the degree help them get a job? The answer is definitely yes. So I can't count that as a lie. That's just real talk. I can't count that as a lie. Nobody guaranteed you was getting a job in your field. They just said they'll help you get a job. It's not a lie. There are other people who didn't go to school and they didn't get hired because somebody showed up with a degree. And people have even made that degree ain't even in what we doing. And people say, well, so they do have a degree. There's a certain level of discipline this person displayed at a period of time where they have this degree, so we know more than likely they're a little bit more dependable than you. If you've been a boss, I'm talking about somebody's actual boss. Okay, you've either told that to somebody yourself, you possibly were an employee that was told to you if you were the person that didn't have the degree at the time. Okay, you've heard this stuff, I'm sure. But where was the lie? Because I don't remember any guarantees being told to people. I just heard if you do this, you'll have a better shot. If you do this, you'll have a better shot. I don't remember people telling women that you're going to be able to get you a husband because you did this, and you're going to get you a husband because you did that. When it comes to anything that comes with school, job, or anything that Black women normally say about how they match up good for men. Well, I got me a good job. I've been working here for so many years. I went and bought me a house. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. I drive this type of car. I don't remember nobody saying, if you want to get you a man, go get you a house, a car, and a job. I don't remember nobody saying that. I don't remember anyone saying that at all. Not even people who gave bad advice. I don't remember them saying, if you want to get you a good man, go get you a job, a house, and a car. I don't remember that. So where was the lie? Now, I'm not saying people didn't lie, but we're talking about from a general process. Where was these lies people were told? And how come the men didn't believe the lie too? Because we grew up in this society too. So if they bought into the lie, where was the lie that we bought into? But let me hold back for a second because I got another guest that came up. Let me give it to Bootstrap for Hoes. Y'all in these names. Okay, Bootstrap for Hoes is in the building. And I'm going to give him the mic. Bootstrap for Hoes, you got it, my brother.
Happy Wednesday, Roger.
Happy Wednesday, Bootstraps.
So you're out here giving hoes grace? I got to put a stop to that.
I'm giving hoes grace. I don't know about that one now.
Yes, you are. So since in the spirit of equality, everything for men is my bootstrap. You fall on hard time, grab your bootstrap. I gotta tell them, girl, grab your bootstraps. I'm not doing anything for you. Gone are the days when men had to give up their seat to women because they were just simply women. I've never given up my seat for anyone. So I don't know anything about that. I don't do chivalry for women because they are not only my equals, they are also my competitors. When I go to a job interview, I see women at the job interview interviewing for the same position. So why should I be chivalrous to them? Why can't they get their own bootstraps? That's not a lie. Were women lied to? No. I think genuinely most women don't like men, so anything that they hear that can push them further away from men with the express guarantee that they will be provided for, they are willing to go along with. Nobody had to force them. Nobody had to force them to believe in feminism. Nobody. They just went along with it because it was promised that they would be strong, independent, and they won't need no man, especially for the basics, food, shelter, and all sorts of monetary provision. That was a promise that society did offer them. But as always, like you said, you have to be held accountable for what you choose to believe in. They believe that they could be equal to us. So here we are, November 1st.
Okay. All right. Shout out to you, brother. Now, let me say shout out to my main man. I'm listening, y'all. After the show yesterday, and we did have a fire show yesterday, I got a cash out from him. Okay. And he gave me it was $10.57. So he hit me with the trail bendy tax. And I want to say, my brother, my brother, my brother. I appreciate that big time. And shout out to you for the trail bendy tax as well. Thank you. I'm listening. It's always great to see some money come in, even after the show was done, y'all. And I do want to remind y'all, the Cash App, $ the Roger Report, is open 24 hours a day. So I know some of y'all gonna listen while you're in the clouds and whatnot. Some of y'all are gonna do the replay. Shout out to the replay game. It is what it is. Listen to it when it's good for you. But if you want to throw that Cash App in there, it's always available. And I will thank you the next day. So 24 hours a day, y'all can do that. 24 hours a day. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. And I appreciate the people who use it. Shout out to I'm listening again. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. All right. Now, we got two more guests here. So I'm gonna hold my tongue and let them get in. So Santana, go ahead, my brother. You got the mic.
Yeah, hey, how y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, brother.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, women have been getting lied to since the beginning of time. Whether it's from other women or whether it's from men that they desire to have relationships with, in a bunch of ways. Even when it comes to when you talk about being independent, a lot of women then told other women that this is the route to go. Whether it's from men lying their way into a female's pants, it's a multiple it's a bunch of different ways. I think they are getting to the point where they're breaking away from the normal thought process and just doing them. You know, even when we go back in time and they was talking about some, if you have kids, you can go get on Section 8 and life would be good, and it wasn't. And it wasn't, at least not for the kids. But I'm gonna think about I'm gonna say in the ways there they were lied to. We were lied to as well. We were lied to as well as far as the provider route, thinking that was the best route to go. Not saying that we don't want to be providers, because we are, but it's like we working ourselves into like an early grave, for especially for people that don't respect us. You know what I'm saying? I think we both was lied to. I think we
Can I
still
ask you
we
a question
continue.
before you end?
Well, no, that on the opening statement side, my thing is let
Oh,
that
sorry,
rock,
gotcha.
let that rock. But I'm finna give you your opening statement. So why don't you make your opening statement, and then if you
No,
want to get a
I just
question
wanted to
in,
ask how much. I just wanted to ask if we're thinking about it, how much would it really cost to, if because men do want to provide, but what's the dollar amount that you think most men would comfortably want to provide for? I think it's like 40,000.
I don't think it's necessarily a dollar amount on it.
We
okay,
don't.
then if there
Okay.
is no dollar amount, then you can achieve anything. Anything that's zero, anybody can achieve. So we should be good on that note, because everybody can give nothing. Okay. but my thing is, whatever you discuss, I want it in relationship to the topic of the show. I am not saying there are people who won't lie. Everybody lies at some point. Okay. Mankind is not walking around here perfectly and just never lying. There's people that don't normally lie. They will lie for convenience for a time or two. It just depends on what's going on. But from a general context, was society telling women something that was not true? If you
I mean,
believe being quote unquote strong and independent and don't need no man is a lie, let me put this on the table. Can a woman go get a job that a man can get? Yes. Can a woman start a business like a man can start a business? Yes. Can a woman go to the military like the men can go to the military? Yes. Okay. Can a woman go to college or trade school like a man can go to college or trade school? Absolutely yes. So can she do something that's going to put her in position to be employed to pay her own bills? Yes. Now, if you want to do that and your thing is, I want to be strong, independent, don't need no man, who cares why you did it? Is it a lie? You can actually go do it. There's nothing stopping women from working just as hard as men work. There's nothing stopping women from doing what men have done in this country for centuries. They literally can work to the day they die just like men do. Nobody's stopping them from doing this. So is it a lie?
I think the lie comes in when they tell them that it's better to do it by yourself than with somebody else. And they have to go down that route, and they got to realize that.
What in society, from a general standpoint, told them that, though? Society just told them they could do it. They can do it.
Society, as far as your friends, your family, the social media.
I'm saying, well, I mean, well, there's always friends and family, but there's television, there's ads, there's everything that we see from a media perspective. There's commercials and things like that. And the truth is, a woman can go start a business like a man can. She can go to the military like a man can. She can go get a job like a man can. And she literally can pay her bills just like a man can. Now, saying what's better for them is all subjective, but the thing is, they do have the ability to do what the men can do. They got it. I don't need to pay any woman's bill. She can pay her own. And what I see is it becomes problematic when she's treated like the equal she said she is. Because when you let them pay their own bills, all of a sudden it's a problem. You're equal. I don't pay another man's bills. Why would I pay your bills if you're equal?
Yeah, but I think the lie comes as far as like somewhere down the line as a result. Like if you choose this route, this is the best route for you. And you don't find that out until later on down the line. Like, wait a minute, I was lied to. I shouldn't have took this route. I should have took the other route. So of course you can do that. That ain't the lie.
No. Okay, go ahead. Where is it? Because I'm starting to understand you.
Again, the lie ain't up front. The lie is somewhere down the line when you at the ending results. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you can do anything a man can do in this country. Okay, I understand that. That's not the lie. But the lie comes in when they said that this is the best route for you.
Okay, now hold fast. Society will always have people that say this is the best route for you, and you'll have people on the other side saying this is the best route for you. So the same way somebody can say, hey, if you do this, it'd be better off to do it without a man. You're going to also have people saying you'd be better off to do it with a man. So they null each other out. That's a no point. The thing is, the woman had access in this society just like the men had access in this society. And truth be told, because of how society is, stuff would favor her more because she would be seen as a minority, okay, or a double minority for that point, and sometimes even a triple minority. They can do the same things we can do. There is no actual lie. I mean, from a societal standpoint, yes, there's always going to be individuals that are going to say, well, I think this is the best advice. And there'll be people on the opposite side saying this is the best advice. You're going to get both of those. They're going to cancel each other out. So who cares what she made a decision on what was best for her? She understood if she got the job and went her own way, or she got the business and went her own way, that she was going to make it. And the truth is she can. Ain't nothing stopping her. If your business is failing, you just do some things to stop your business from failing so much. Heck, you're a business owner. You know, business owners have to adjust. If you have a job and you're having problems on your job, you straighten up your behavior to please your supervisors. Whoever is the next level in charge of you, you straighten out your behavior to please them, and then you good to go. So I don't really get where they've been lied to. Everybody has been told this is better or this is better on different sides of the fence. Everybody been told that.
I think it's more about the pros and the cons. Like they get told more about the pros than the cons. They learn about the cons later on. You know, not telling somebody the whole truth is kind of like a lie.
What is the con later on?
Repeat that question. Repeat that question so it can be heard.
My question
Like
is,
as
what
far
is the
I'm
con that
sorry.
they reach that they could get later on in life that you say?
Right. It's kind of like the single mother effect, where it's like a lot of girls tell their girl, "Oh yeah, you can have a baby. You don't need that man." And woo, woo. And then it comes later on down the line, and ain't nobody helping them. Now they looking like, "What the hell? Somebody they lied to me. They said they told me they was gonna be there." And you know what I'm
No,
saying?
hold on
No,
now. Hold on now, because
wait,
that's a
that doesn't.
contradiction. Oh, go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead. Go ahead, Broken Buck Berlin. Go ahead.
okay, because I don't think they reach that. I think that even in their 50s and 60s, they're still in the mentality that, you know, oh, now I feel bad for my decisions. I think that most women in modern time die feeling that they didn't make any mistakes. I don't think that they feel like, oh, I think most women actually think they played it right. And I'm speaking about women in my family who are even older, who still are sick and having to get pills and they don't have a partner next to them. They still don't think anything's wrong because they have such a strong sister code of other women who are going through the same shit that they kind of
What?
have a tribe of women so they don't feel this con that you're saying that they're supposed to feel. I don't think that most women feel the con.
All
They
right, now
definitely
hold
do.
fast right there, because I'm gonna make a statement. Then I'm gonna get Gold P in here. I'm gonna say what you just said. Santana was a little contradictory because you said women were told that they can have the baby without the man. They can.
Hmm.
Okay. Then you said, well, they start feeling bad later because the man ain't around. Well, nobody presented that to them. What was presented to them is they can have the baby without the man. We live in a society where they're able to do that. So who cares how they feel about it 10 years or 20 years down the road? So nobody cares. She was told she can do it on her own, and she went and did it on her own. Who cares what she
No,
felt about
no,
it? She was not
no, Roger.
lied to.
No, Roger. No, Roger. What I meant was that they they were told that you can do this. This is the best route for you is to do it on your own. And then they get on that path, and then they learn. Oh, wait a minute, I need help. You see what I'm saying?
They don't need help.
But they do need help.
Do how?
Says who?
If you did it for
I mean,
10
says
years
society.
on your own, if you
What do
did
they
it for
need help
20 years
doing?
on your own, where you need help at?
Yeah. What
I mean,
again?
ain't it a lot of single mothers that's struggling right now?
Who
Yes, a
cares?
lot,
They
but
still doing it.
people in general are struggling. But what are you saying that they're doing that would be rectified if we were in the picture?
It would be a lot easier.
What would be easier?
Who told them it was going to be easier to do it by yourself? Nobody
I,
told them
I,
that.
I told you, Roger. Women and people around them.
The people don't
Mhm.
say it's easier. They just say you can do it on your own without a man bothering you. And that's what they
Or
got.
will give you help. This is where you can get help, but they never say it's easy. They just I've seen this happen. Like women are very good at informing other women of what they're going to need to make the process without a man easier. But not many women are saying that it's well, let me take that back. There are some educated women that will say that it's easier to not deal with a man. So I'll take that
I
back.
mean, no. The thing is, no, they tell them you can raise this child on your own, which is true. It's not a
Yeah.
lie. It's on your own. They don't say it's going to be easier to raise a child without a man. They just say you don't need one, which is the literal truth for what they're trying to accomplish. And when you do something for 10, 15, 20 years, who cares if you think it's a struggle? The only thing that was guaranteed is you could do it without the man, and they still are able to do it without the man. That don't mean you could do it without the man happily. It don't mean you could do it without the man easily, but you can do it without the man. So there was no lie. That's what I'm saying. Now,
I know you want to get.
hold fast.
I,
I got
I
to get
never got my
Gold P
opening.
in.
I never got to. Okay.
Well,
All
no,
right.
no, I gave you a chance, but you gave up the chance to ask a question. Remember, so I gave you an opportunity, but I gotta let Gold P get in. Now, whatever you want to say, of course, you can say it later on as we continue to go. But Gold P, get in there, brother.
Hey, what's happening?
What's happening,
Man,
brother?
what's happening, brother? Well, peace, peace, peace to the panel, peace to everybody in the chat. What's good? Before I get into it, I will say this. You guys are messing around with the daggone likes. You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You guys, get them likes up. It's support the channel. You know, I'm here putting up with Roger all the time. If I can do it and hit the like button, you can do it too.
Shady.
What you say? What you say, Roger?
Nah, I ain't said nothing, brother. You ain't nothing but a word, brother.
Shout out to everybody in the Roger Report and in the chat. Hit that like button, support the channel. I want to make sure we say that. I'm always looking at what the likes look like, and you know, this is what Roger, your 100th channel. Hey, we're gonna keep rocking. Hey, you know, we gotta hit that like button, support the channel. Okay, off top. So, with that being said, I just have a question. Are we in charge of the decisions we make as adults? Are we in charge of those?
Last time I checked, we were. Okay. Last time I checked.
All right. The decisions we make dictate the life we lead. Okay. Now, you know, if we're to talk about people was tricked, manipulated, cheated out of a chance, well, you do have opportunity to change that, right? You okay? Yeah, you got me for $5 today. You got me for $5 a day. Now I know I got to go get this $5. And when I go get this $5, it is on me to do with that $5 what I'm going to do with it, because I have gotten this $5 back that I was tricked out of. Now I have to make a decision. My first decision is not to get tricked again out of this $5. Is that, wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah, it makes some sense.
Makes sense. So I'm in charge of my direction and what I do with this $5 that I had to go put my time in to go get. And if it took me time to get this $5, whether it was a day, whether it was 10 years, I still had to go and put in the time to get this $5. Right? So I'm responsible for my decisions regardless of the time. And I'm saying our counterparts have that same responsibility. They have, we cannot continue to batter ourselves with what their decisions are. We can't continue to take on all their woes because they refuse to listen. Because you didn't listen to proper instruction and corrections, who is that on? Is that on me or is that on you? I'll leave it at that.
All right. Cool. Because I was just about to say something about these 2 minutes. But Kevin 3905 is in the building.
What?
Good to have you, brother. Good to have you.
What's
Roger,
happening?
he didn't even answer my question. The one question I asked, and I missed my spot. He didn't even answer the question that I asked him.
Ask your question again. Ask your question.
I was asking the gentleman from before because he was saying that most men want to be providers. What amount of money do you think that most men are willing to provide for? I do believe you, but I think most women are grossly overvaluing what we want to provide for. I think most women are way over the limit. And I think, in my opinion, I think most men would only want to provide for about 40,000 to 50. What do you think that most men want to provide? How much?
Well, he did say the number is not important.
Yeah,
but
I
it is.
said it ain't no dollar. It ain't no dollar amount.
I am going to answer that question.
So you just think all men want to provide no matter what, whatever it is. We'll just.
You
think most men want to do that?
This is the thing. You're going down a tangent that really won't veer into what the show is about. My thing is, we can talk about anything, but it's got to relate to the topic. You know, so I
That's
don't
not
see
okay.
men.
All right, if you don't think it's relating, my bad. All right.
No. My thing is, you can make it a bunch of stuff relate to a topic, but I'm gonna say this: I don't see a bunch of men out here lying talking about what they want to give a woman. I don't see that. I definitely don't see that in any large context at all. It's a bunch of men out here talking about I want to give women $1 million lifestyle. I don't see it. Okay.
Right now, I don't think that most men want to be providers. I don't believe that to be necessarily true.
What the hell?
Well, my
I
thing
don't. I
is,
don't necessarily believe that most men. I think that most men want to provide for a woman if it's a very, if it's not a luxurious life. If it's something simple, then absolutely men will work for that. But most
Hey,
men know that it's going to be over $200,000, and most men don't want to provide that.
it don't take all that much, bro.
what
But
well,
let me
my
ask you
thing is
something.
to relate it to the topic. It's got to be related to the topic. Is there an issue where men are lying to women about what they want to provide for them? And I'm going to
Yes,
say that notion is no, because you do not see men talking about they want to give everything they got to some woman. That ain't even a normal thing. So that's not a lie women are contending with.
you don't think that men are telling women that I will give you everything and do my best to try to give you all that you want and desire?
No. I said give them something like incredible. They're not. No man is out here talking about I'm finna give you all these different things that he don't even got to give. Men ain't doing that. That's not how they
Yes,
trying to get
sir.
women.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. We are a simp culture full of lies and selling fake dreams.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
I
men
agree with
tell
him,
women
Raj.
that.
I agree with him,
Well.
Raj.
Hold
Now
on.
we gonna stop right
Okay.
there because I
Yes, sir.
got other guests that got to come in. I got to
Okay.
get their opening
Yes, sir.
statements. Okay, because
Yes, sir.
at the Right Report Live, you definitely gonna get your opening statement. Okay, I can't guarantee everything else, but your opening statement will happen over here.
Well,
Okay,
I'll
so
come back after everybody else. Does their opening statement.
okay, all right,
No,
we got Kevin 3905 in the building. Go ahead, my brother, you got it.
All right, am I coming in loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, in honor of Gold P, what's happening? What's happening?
what's happening, man? What's happening?
It's happening. It's happening. Well, listen, man. For these women that are saying that they getting lied to out there, we're gonna set the record straight today on the Roger Report, so that they understand what's happening. Your, my protection, the cost of my protection is your submission. The cost of our provision is your obedience. Yes, I did say obedience. And the cost of chivalry is chastity. If you can't pay the cost, don't ask for it. That's really what it should be, man. These women ain't being lied to by nobody other than themselves and their desires and their wants. It's a phantom that they've been lied to. Ain't nobody lying to them. Ain't nobody talking about I'm gonna give you $50,000 a year. I'm gonna give you $100,000 a year. They just making up numbers in their head. Women honestly have no idea how much anything costs and how much a man has to work to get it. They have no idea. And for men that are believing that there are men out here telling other women, telling women, oh, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars a year, when the last time you did that? When the last time you yourself told a woman, I'm going to provide you X amount of dollars a year if she wasn't working for you and collecting a check via W 2? Man, that's absurd. It's absurd that anybody would say that. It's absurd that anybody would believe that. Man, these women are lying to you to pump up a value that's non-existent, bro. Nah, only lies being told are the ones in the mirror, and I'll let my plane right there.
All right, am I up?
I think I think Tunnel Runner was next. Tunnel Runner.
Okay.
Okay, if I'm next, I will go then. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that no, it's just the opposite. They haven't been lied to. What's up? They haven't been lied to. They don't even want to hear the truth. If you try to tell them the truth, they refuse to hear it because freedom is their most important thing. They want to have their independence is the most important thing. If you try, most of their times they will shut you. They will stop you from telling them the truth. They don't want to hear it. They don't want it. They want to. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear your advice. They want to do what they want to do. And I'll land right there.
All right. So I will come back to
Jordan?
um oh, did you go Inspire Truth? Did you go?
I didn't go. Nah, I didn't go
All right.
yet.
Inspire Truth will go Inspire Truth opening. Go ahead.
All right, I'm coming in loud and clear, like good enough.
Yes, sir. You are. Go ahead.
All right. So first off, salute to the panel, salute to the chat. So here's the basics. I'll try to see if I can get this in within the two
Inspired truth.
minutes.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. You got to say, man, what's happening?
Man, what's happening, y'all?
Man,
This
what's
doesn't count to the
happening?
2 minutes, though. You guys start the clock now. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Basically, the main source of unnecessary pain in this world is not knowing. You stumble in the dark, you whack the heck out of your shin. You don't know, so you pay the cost for that. Now, when you get a little bit of illumination, you can navigate, you can avoid some of that unnecessary pain. In this world, just about everybody's lying. Like that's kind of a ubiquitous thing. It's not that knowledge is power, the it's that the asymmetry of information is power. So there's half truths that you're going to get, there's false framing that you're going to get, there's outright lies that you're going to get, but there's levels to this. And I don't really think that it's so much of a guy's lying issue because, like, the worst lies that you can deal with are the lies that you tell yourself. That's the ones that are the worst of them all because that navigates how you perceive the world and how you move in it. And so the lies that the guys are telling are kind of like the ones that women are the most alerted to. The ones that women are telling, that's a different story because women kind of follow other women. And then the ones that they internalize and that they act on and operate on the world on are the worst of them all. And that's where I want to go with this.
All
And
right.
until you actually can take enough of that pain that you adjust your behavior, you're going to continue to accept that unnecessary pain.
All right. Uh, so I um the previous person who was up here, we wanted to get to his question. I think it was Jay or something, but I don't necessarily remember his question. I think he was addressing Santana. Now, what I will say is that I think uh, men there are guys who will tell uh, females this, that, and other. They will say it. I think we've heard that. I'll give you the world. There's been songs like that, right? But I think that is just something said. To Roger's point, is it literally? Is it taken literally? Well, I don't know that it's literally taken that way. Um,
You can only ask the women if it's taken literally.
okay.
Like if they take your word for it, then and you don't come through, yeah, it's a lie.
I
Okay,
see
all
that
right, all
more
right,
along the
all right.
lines of role play.
I had to step away because I had a very important phone call. Sorry about that. So I missed what y'all said. I don't care about no particular woman who got lied to by no particular dude. That is not a society issue. Everyone gets lied to. They haven't been lied to any more than anyone else. Just like women lie to me and all the time too. So I can't have an argument about does an individual guy lie to an individual woman. That happens. People get lied to every single day. It does not matter. As an individual, you choose to believe what you want to believe. And I am literally saying from a societal standpoint, women are not lied to, period. Okay, not from a societal angle. They're not lied to. Who cares if some random dude lied to her? And truth be told, you don't even know if the guy lied because if the guy said, I want to do X, Y, and Z for you, it depends on was he given enough time for him to even do the thing that he said he was going to do. And we don't know that because the man might say, baby, I'll buy you a car. Sound ridiculous to me, but that don't mean he didn't have actual intentions of buying her a car. It just may take him some time to come up with the money to buy the car. That don't mean he lied to her when he said it. It just took her too long to receive the car. That don't make it a lie. He was
But
gonna
if
get
he
her
didn't,
that car, but they ain't together no more, so she didn't get it. That's not a lie. That's a woman who was impatient.
That kind of dovetails back into my point that women have their antenna up the most for lies that come from men. Then later on, the ones that they'll accept and the ones from women, and then the worst ones are the ones that they tell themselves. And so, like a lot of times when we're dealing with like the lies that guys will tell, it's more along the lines of role playing than anything else. It's like, okay, you want to be lied to, you're playing along with this thing. Like this is like going to a play and watching an act. It's like the audience is in on it type of deal. a lot of the time.
I think
Well,
that,
hold on. If you lied to yourself, I don't. It don't even count. That's you. That's a you problem. That's not society lying to you. You lying to yourself is you not being in touch with reality. But I want to make sure everybody got in because, like I said, I had a call I had to take, and the person on the phone call was annoying me because they was taking too long. Did Tunnel Runner get his opening statement in? Because I see you talking inspired truth, so I know
Roger,
you said something.
Roger, I took care of everybody, man. See, I need to
He's
come in
doing
and
his
Okay,
do
job.
your-
appreciate you, brother.
I
Appreciate you,
need to
brother.
do
Pause,
your
pause,
job,
pause,
Roger.
pause.
Okay,
Hey, Roger, he doing okay. He doing okay. He ain't the greatest, but he okay.
You see that?
I appreciate you keeping it real, Tunnel Runner. I
You see
appreciate
all
you
that,
keeping it
man.
real.
Tell the runner, I'm good for return fire, brother.
Hey, you gonna shoot at the man for keeping it real?
Yeah, I'm a shoot at him.
Because it's real that you ain't the greatest. That's a real thing.
You see what you did,
You my man. But I appreciate you,
Go.
making sure everybody got taken care of. I really do.
Only
Real
one
talk.
who rock with me strong. The only one who rock with me
Hey,
strong
go
is
P.
Inspired Truth and KFC and Kevin 3905. That's
Okay.
Roger. I don't know what the problem is.
What you mean, bro? I'm
No,
just saying. I
we
mean,
got
to
tunnel
say
runners
you the
shooting at
greatest
me.
is a
We got
little
tunnel runners
egotistical,
shooting
ain't
at me, brother. I
it? Just
don't know, brother.
to say you the greatest, a little egotistical, ain't it?
I am the greatest, man.
Okay. All right. Look, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Okay.
Hey, go P. I believe in
Yes,
you. I
sir.
believe in you.
I appreciate it, tunnel runner. It's about time you came around. You don't want this return fire.
All right.
I understand.
Well, back to the subject at hand. Back to the
Right,
subject at hand.
right
Okay,
on,
look,
right on,
I'm
right
gonna say
on.
this, y'all,
Yes, sir.
because this is the thing. To talk about some random dude individually lying to a guy, that guy ain't lied no more than what she did. She lied when she came outside the house. Y'all, they got these whatever these things, Spanx, I think they call. You put the stuff on to make your body shape look different, than what it is.
Oh,
She
the
lying
body
through the door.
shapers and all that.
She got hair that ain't
Man,
hers,
I call them the
eyelashes that ain't hers. She got lips that ain't hers. She got facial skin that ain't hers. So I mean, if we want to be petty and immature, that's what I'm gonna say. If we want to look at it petty and immature, we can try to go to every individual lie somebody gives. But women are generally not lied to. The reason they have the outcome they have right now is because they bought into the message that was a true message. They were told, if I go to college, I can get this stuff, or if I simply go get a job, I can get this stuff, and I can eliminate the need of a man in my life. That's what they've been told. They went and did that. Now I understand men have egos and we want to believe they need us like that. We want to believe that. And that's our egos at the end of the day. If a woman can live on her own for 20, 30, 40 years as an adult, I don't care how great or bad you see it as, she can make it. There was no lie. Now, just because she didn't get the life she wanted, that has nothing to do with anything. Who cares if she never get the life she wants? Nobody told her she was going to have the life she wants. They just said you can make it on your own. And in American society, yes, she can.
Well,
Who in this country can't work for somebody or create a job themselves? Who in this country can't do that?
I would say this,
I
man.
think you're missing it a little bit.
I have a slightly different perspective. I think they like playing the game because they want a reason to lay out why they left you, why they did this, to continue on with those talking points that are worth nothing. I think they like that idea of saying, yeah, if we're to go with what you're talking about, Santana, I think they enjoy that and want to have it in their mind that they have an advantage, a reason why they are doing what they do when it comes to you. I think they
Oh yeah,
like.
cop out.
And my thing is this: I ain't missing it at all. I'm just recognizing that women can do it for themselves because it don't hurt my ego to know she can do it for herself.
Yeah, but
What
that's
is
not the
being
lie.
kept away
That's
from
not the
her?
lie, though.
Literally nothing. What's the lie?
How about this
I
lie? How
told you
about
that.
the
I told.
one where they choose to wear high heels and then go outside and then say, hey, that guy is too short for me. Like that's another type of,
Right, right,
that's an analogy for
right.
like a lot of the different things that we deal with. It's like an artificial thing that they get on to end up choosing to have an excuse for their actual lived behavior.
But that's not a lie either. That's
Well,
just how
hold on,
period.
because this is what I want to say, Santana, to you. Make it clear to me what the lie is. Because what I heard you say earlier, you said a woman will have a baby on her own, and then
Right.
she would change her mind later on down the road. The
I
woman
said that.
told us she could have the baby on her own. We live in
I
a
s-
society where she can have the baby on her own. They
right.
have literally had children on their own. The children made it to adulthood, so they literally did it without a man, which means it's not a lie that they can do it on their own. And
Okay.
then you say something about how they felt about it later.
No, no.
You
I
I
s-
said
you
how they
feeling
treat
something.
women.
Hold on. A person feeling something has nothing to do with whether somebody lied to them or not, because people didn't
okay.
say it was gonna feel good to have a child on your own. They just said you could do it. They didn't say it was gonna feel good. They said you could do it, and women have done it. Not saying
Well,
it's I'm recommended, but I'm saying the facts on the ground is they have done it without the man.
okay, using that example, what I said was that they are told that it would be easier to do it by themselves.
Okay,
And
okay,
they
hold fast, hold fast. It's easier by themselves. Okay,
hmm
if you don't have to listen to a man at all, which is the goal they're trying to get, is it easier?
they find out later on that it's not as easy.
No. Wait a minute. The whole thing is if they want to, if the goal is to not listen to a man, is that considered easy? Because if she didn't listen, she didn't listen. So she got what she wanted. And when you get what you want, ain't life easier?
Roger. What I'm saying is that if it's people around you telling you that even in videos or whatever, all over social media, whatever, if they're telling you this route is easier and you go down that route and find out that it's not easy, that's
How
the
you know
lie.
it wasn't easier? Because if
Because
the
you
main
because
goal is
it's
to not
hard.
listen to a man and you were able to achieve it, how is that not easier?
Roger, I just said because if you're going down that route, it gets harder by yourself.
But
It's like
what's
that.
the goal? What is the goal though? The goal is to not listen to the man, and she was able to achieve it. So the thing is, it is easier when you're doing something you want to do. That's how life is. Life is easier when you're doing stuff you want
It's
to do.
not Roger. It's not about what they want or don't want. I'm telling you what they are being told.
But no, but
If
you're making an argument about it being easier. If a
Because that's what they are
construction
being told.
bro, construction, quote unquote, is a hard job. But if that's what you love to do, being in construction is a whole lot easier than being a security officer.
Hey, Santana.
Is it not?
Hey,
Who
Santana.
Wait,
said?
wait.
Wait a minute. Do y'all understand? Do y'all understand what I'm putting forth here? Because
I
Yes,
No,
if
he
a
just
person wants to work in construction, yeah, you may have a job where you own the jackhammer. You know what I'm saying? You may be, using equipment. You could be doing all types of things in construction that will
says
technically be harder physically than being a
yes.
security officer. But if you
I,
want to be in construction, is it easier to be in construction or be the security officer who's technically got a easier job?
I
but you're
it
follow where
should be
you're
leaving out
coming
the
from
easier.
is you're choosing to do what you choose to do.
but I have a
Exactly.
question. I
So
have
if
a
she's
question.
trying to avoid listening to a nigga and she got herself in position to not listen to the nigga, ain't life easier?
no.
Well,
I
listen.
get where
There's a phrase. There's a phrase that says, "Life ain't easy." Do you believe in that phrase?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then there you go. Easy
But
as
I'm
that.
telling you, you're
if
leaving out the part of what's being
No, no,
told.
no, no. You can't leave if you believe in the statement, life ain't easy. This negates anything else you're talking about.
But if I tell you that if you go down this route and this will make life easier and it don't, then what is that?
Well, the statement "life ain't easy"
Oh God.
overrides that.
Easy is subjective.
Who?
See, that's the
I think
problem. You're using easy as a
Yes.
subjective term.
No,
And it
yes,
says,
you're
Yeah,
right,
and
yeah.
if
Raj.
it,
I want to figure
It's
out like if I understand where Santana's trying to go with this. Like, are you talking about like in the bigger, broader societal sense that we've artificially propped up women to the point where they're saying like, I don't need a man, but since it's an artificial construction that's not actually real, then when they get actually presented with reality, then that all falls apart and it fails. Is that what you're trying to say? Like,
To,
like with November 1st thing that's going to occur.
yeah, to a certain degree, because I think they leaving out the part of if something is being told to you that this is the easier route, and I go down that route and it ain't easy, then I was lied to.
but
But
okay.
nobody
I
told
understand.
them
So
it was
No,
going
but
to be
wait, I
easy.
wait,
understand Roger
wait,
when he.
wait, wait,
I
wait.
understand. I
Who?
understand Roger though. I understand. Wait, 1 second. I understand Roger when he says that easy
Santana.
is subjective.
Who is telling
Wait,
them that?
the society.
No, no, no. What? Give an example of what is telling women that. Like, what did you see it in the TV commercial? Did you see it in the newspaper? Did you see it on? Like, where did we? Where did that message even come from?
It come again. Okay, like I said, it comes from their friend group. It comes from the social media.
Who? Okay.
It comes from the every which way is telling women, hey,
Okay.
this way is easier.
Okay. Before you move on from that, it comes from their friend group. Who in their friend groups?
Women.
Okay. All right. So there, women are telling them that. So in social media, when you're on social media and people on social media are telling them it's easier to be single mothers, are those people women or men? Generally speaking.
Women.
All right. So women are lying to women. They lying to themselves.
Yeah, mostly because they the only ones that kind of talk to each other on that level. They don't really. They I'm
Right.
yeah.
So how's that the fault of the men?
I never said it was the fault of the men. I'm telling you that they being lied to from the social media and a friend group. I never said it's a man's fault.
And what I'm saying is somebody who's 30 and above, they message didn't come from social media. Social media really just turned it to a thing in 2014. Well, I'll give if you just 30, maybe you cut you but see, this is the thing. A lot of women who there are women now that you can actually find who was just straight up lied to women. They're fairly new content creators though. And that's the thing. So we say social media as if it's been around for 40 years. It ain't been. It just really turned into a thing in 2014, and most people still wasn't using it. That was when
Okay,
people was
then
really
that's why I
starting
went
to
to the
really
friend
get accounts.
groups.
And when people are really getting accounts, a lot of people wasn't making content. So these quote unquote women that's just straight out lying, they wasn't even there on social media to lie to the women. It just had to
Yeah,
be. These women were already basically grown at the time, or at least adults before women even got on social media. So we cannot take somebody who been around and they in their 40s and say she was lied to and that's how she got to where she is.
well,
Social media
I
wasn't there
brung
to
up
tell
friend
her.
groups too. I brung up family and friend groups too. I didn't just bring up
No,
social
no,
media.
but I am talking about as a society. I've said
Okay,
earlier you can't control or you can't really deal with everybody from an individual standpoint. What I'm saying is
right.
society has not lied to them. Society told them if they could go get an education, they could get a job. And they can. I'm not even saying you're gonna get a job in what you went to school in, but if you go to school and you graduate, you get your degree, you can get
Yeah,
a job. That's
yeah.
not
See,
a lie.
Roger. Yeah, see, Roger. That's you study bringing up that one thing as far as going to school and getting a
If
degree and
you
getting
get
a
a
job.
job, you can pay
No,
your
wait,
bills.
Roger. 1 second, Roger. You bringing up that one example, and you don't
No,
understand
no,
that they
no.
can be
That's a
like. Listen,
multifaceted. I'm saying whatever
no,
you
it's
wanted
not.
to do in life, you can do it. You can go get a job. You can join the military. You can go be a
But when
teacher. You can go be a nurse. These are not lies. This is multifaceted of
right,
things that are included in this, man. Your
I
lifestyle is
understand,
included.
Roger.
You can have all that if you want it.
Roger, I understand that, but you're only bringing up that one example. You don't understand that they can
That's
be lied
that's not
to
a
in a
one
multiple
example.
ways.
that's an example that encompasses most of everything you do in your life. What have they been told that they can do that they can't do, or what have they've been told they can't do that they actually can do? What
Wasn't it
is that?
women? Wasn't it women that was saying that they told that they can have it all and just focus on yourself and later on you can get a
Give
family and
give
then
an
if
example.
wait
Give an example of women being told by someone that they can have it all. Who said it?
I see I said as far as they friend groups, they
No, no,
family,
no. I'm
they
not.
took
I'm talking about stuff from a societal standpoint that we can point. We can see it. Who,
okay.
as far as this
Raj,
society, has
who is
ever
the
presented to
society to
women
you?
that they can have it all?
Raj, who is the society to you?
No, society. I'm saying. I said move beyond an individual. I'm not going to argue an individual because nobody can prove what an individual said. So give me an example of something in society that we can see that said it. Did the McDonald's Corporation tell women that they can have it all? Did Princeton tell women that they can have it all? Did Harvard tell women they can have it all? Was it a television show that was on air that was telling women they can have it all? Who told them they can have it all?
Again,
Roger,
it's coming
Oprah
from
did.
so many different areas. We
Okay,
can
so
go
just
to
give
the
me an
music.
example
We can go.
of something that told them they could have it all.
Oprah did.
Again, we can go to the music industry. We can go to
Okay,
um.
no. Give the example. I want the example.
I actually done gave multiple examples. I'm not really
No.
sure.
Give an example.
Can
No.
hey wait
Not don't tell me
one
about an
second, Raj.
industry. Give me the institution or give me the individual in the industry or the record company that said. Give me the thing that actually said it.
Right, right.
Like for
Well,
instance, did Beyonce tell them they can have it all?
yeah.
Did Sierra tell them they can have it all? Who told them?
Right.
Artists can.
Okay. You okay? If we want to use Beyonce for an example,
No.
we could
We're not
say,
asking to use
"Oh my
Beyonce.
God,
I'm
Raj, Raj."
asking who told them they can have it all. I'm asking you who that is because I'm saying I ain't heard nobody say it.
I've heard
Now, if
Shorty.
plenty.
you heard
I've heard
somebody
plenty.
say it and I didn't hear it, I'm asking you to put me on to the person that said it.
Yeah, somebody who
Again,
speaks to the masses. That's what he's asking. Or an
Yeah.
oh, you asking
institution
for a
that
person
speaks
that's
to the
telling?
masses.
No. Did
Oh, okay,
Harvard
okay.
tell them that they can have it all? I can identify what Harvard is. You said something about music. Beyonce is just a person in music, but I can identify who that is. Was it a television show? There was a show back in the day called Give Me a Break? Did they say it on Give Me a Break? Who told them they can have it all?
Right,
Ah!
right, right. I see what you're saying out, Roger. I think you asking for a specific person that's speaking to the group, the whole group. Now I can't
No.
go
Not
back.
not speaking to the whole group, just putting it out there in general. Is there any person or group that you can identify that gave them that message? That's all I'm
I'm,
asking for. Okay.
I'm
I've
gonna
Now,
give
been
you.
now
I
I'm
said
gonna
it
get.
already,
no.
Roger.
Hold
Man,
on, hold on. I'm gonna give him time to think about that because I want to get.
I'm finna. I'm finna
Hold
give
on.
him something to think about real quick so he can understand what you're asking him. Back in the day, Gatorade had a commercial that was talking about Michael Jordan and be like Mike. So they was telling all the little boys to be like Mike. So that's an example of what Roger's talking about. Gatorade was telling us as little boys, be like Mike. So what institution or person that speaks to a large group of people was telling them you can have it all, trying to convince them that they can have it all?
Okay.
Right.
Now
Uh,
hold on. Stop. Think about that. Shark Sims has come up. So
okay.
let Shark get the mic. And Shark, don't answer the question for him. Just come make that open statement. Don't answer the questions for the man. Let him do his own homework.
Hey,
What's
if he
happening,
agree,
Shark?
if he
What's
agree with me,
happening?
let him. You
I
know,
ain't
But
let
I,
say
him.
he agreed with you. I ain't
can
say
y'all
that.
hear
We
me?
don't know what he gonna say till he say it.
Can y'all hear me though?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
What's
we hear you.
happening, Shark? What's
All
happening?
right. How you doing, Gold P? What's the word, partner?
Peace.
Um,
We trying to
good
get Roger
God,
to give us
good
some.
God. All right, so I kind of had to come to Santana's defense because y'all over here, y'all really putting it in on the young brother. He's absolutely correct. They weren't lied to. Now my problem is, do they care if they was lied to? Because if you care that you was lied to, you would do corrections. You know what I mean? You would try to you would try to reverse engineer what you've been told, and you come out with so you can come out with a better outcome eventually. But they're not doing that. So yes, they've been lied to, but they don't care. They just gonna run it off. They just gonna be lemons, and just everybody just gonna run off the ledge. So that's what I would say about that. Now to what Santana was trying to say. I know Roger told me don't do it for him, but he a little brother, so we gotta help the little bros out.
This nigga.
We gonna have to put the screws to this nigga too, Roger. We gonna have to get him. You know, dude, feminism literally did that to women.
Truth teller that came up. He covered.
Feminism
the
has
truth.
literally did that to them. And that's just the point that, like, I don't think anybody can say that isn't true. But do they care that feminism schooled them and got them looking stupid? I don't think they do right now, because they doubling down on all the stupidity. And I'll land my plane right there. Pass the truth teller crazy ass.
Okay, now I'm gonna just let you know, Shark, you are low. So I know you said before sometimes you be doing some headphones or something, but you are low. So we definitely had to be very quiet to hear you, just so you know. Okay.
But we heard that foolishness though. We heard that foolishness.
Hey, now, but can I say in a way?
Well,
Let's
hold fast. Let's let Truth Teller get in real quick because he didn't came up. So let's let him go ahead and get his opening statement in, and then we'll carry on. Truth Teller, go ahead, brother.
Yo, can y'all hear me? Just make
Yes,
sure
sir. We
I
hear
had
you
audio
fine.
issues yesterday.
What's happening, man?
Oh, what's going on, baby?
Peace, truth.
This is the easiest question you could ask me, Roger. If I was at work and my boss asked me to do this and I get paid for the rest of the day, oh hell, this is the easy one. I'm gone. Go home. Man, we all know who lied to them. They lied to their goddamn self. Let's stop it. Ain't nobody told them all this BS that they say to us directly in public. Everything that they say directly in public, nobody actually told them to say that. As we know, women don't give direct advice. You ever ask your cousin, your sister, a girl, a homegirl, hey, what do you think I should do to get this fly chick? You know what she gonna tell you? All kind of bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with you getting that fly chick. She gonna tell you you need to do this. She's gonna give you innuendos and indirect, and you're gonna think you got something. And then when you try to apply it, it's gonna disappear like smoke. And that's how they move now. They don't, nobody's telling them indirect. They don't talk to each other like that. They don't give each other direct advice. They don't say, girl, you shouldn't have did that. You wrong. They don't do nothing like that. They're not like us. They don't say, if a dude tell us he did some bullshit, we gonna call him out on it and say, you did some bullshit. They gonna act like it's all gravy because you had no choice. They don't function this way. So therefore, they're lying to themselves because nobody directly told them anything. I'm not supposed to be with a broke dude. Who told you that? No, all you got was your girlfriend saying, "Oh, he broke. That's your man. He broke." That's what they got. Oh, that's your man. He's short. Oh, that's your man. Oh, okay. They do innuendos. They don't do anything direct. So guess who had to lie to them to make this all happen? They had to lie to themselves. And they want to be hoes. They just don't want you to call them a hoe. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate y'all. Don't want to hate.
Oh, okay. Yo, that's hilarious, True Teller. Because that's exactly how they be, yo.
Yeah. And that's why my thing is important for men to really think about this idea of who's lying to women, because at the end of the day, I grew up in this society. I didn't see them be lied to. I didn't see McDonald's lie to them. I didn't see Harvard lie to them. I didn't see Yale lie to them. I didn't see Princeton lie to them. I didn't see the Cosby Show lie to them. You know, I didn't see Cheers lie to them. That's a white show. I didn't see the news lying to them. So my thing is, they've been lied to so much. How come I didn't see? I was here too.
Well,
I grew up in this society too.
Well, Roger, who told them that they was equal to a man? That was a lie
True,
that they've been
true,
told.
truth be told, really, no one said that they are equal to a man. People have been pushed; they should be treated equal. No, I ain't gonna say that. No, I'm gonna say I'll say well, if you look at school, we can probably trace them being told they're equal to women in school, equal to men in school. We could say that. We can say that. I'm pretty think that's I'm sure that's safe to say because I ain't gonna put a false narrative out there. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say school did tell them that they are equal to a man. But I'm also say this: it's plenty of people who can accept that women are equal. They're just not the same. You know,
Well,
I'm equal to the woman. I just happen to carry a superior position than a woman. But technically, we equal. She can do stuff that I can't do. I can do stuff she can't do. And people will argue that that's equal all day long.
let's go with this. Let's say that they were lied to. Let's just for the sake of Santana's position. Let's say they were, but who said they had to accept the lie? Who said they didn't acknowledge the lie and accept the lie?
Well, the thing is, no one definitely didn't have to accept it. But see, my thing is this: we would have to acknowledge what were they. If we could say who lied to them, we can say what the lie was about. Now, when you couldn't establish what the lie was about, now we can understand how it should affect society. Because what I heard women be told is stuff that they can actually go do. You can have a baby and shut a man out the child's life. Women have effectively been able to do that. You can go get a job and pay your own bills. They can.
Right.
I know they don't like to, but they can do
And
it.
you can choose not to accept the lie, whatever that lie is.
But a
You
good lie,
can
go,
choose that.
but go P. A good lie is always gonna get you. It's up to you to be smart enough to realize when you got lied to and be like, oh snap, you know what? I'm
Okay,
out here eating
okay,
all this swine. I need to be more divine, and you stop eating pork and you move on with your life, and
okay.
your skin
So
start looking
so
better.
so when you were told the lie and you lacked understanding about the lie, and you gained understanding about what the lie was and how it will affect you, now you're in a position to say that was a lie. I have to do better,
What,
and I'm
what,
going to
Right.
move
well, you
forward.
Right.
know what,
And
Go
I
P?
That's what I was
I'm
saying.
gonna say. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. It's a lot of fat women out there. Black men make issue about black women being fat, right? Okay, so you're a fat black woman, right? But you love bacon. You know bacon ain't healthy for you like that. You know it ain't gonna help your figure like that. You just love bacon. So was she lied to because she loved bacon? Because who told her
yes.
bacon was healthy?
Cause
It
some
was a
there was
decision.
guys that was telling her that being they actually it's been black men they say they actually like chunky women.
Uh,
Yeah, it
And
was
that
some
don't
black
mean
guys
that
who
black
told her
man
that she's
don't
not
like
fat.
chunky women. That black man might actually like
Right.
a chunky woman. That
Yeah.
don't
No,
mean it's
no,
a
no.
That's not a
lie.
lie.
See,
he
y'all be
might
getting
just want to
y'all be
hit
doing
something.
Santana wrong. Santana, hold on, I got you. It was it was a guy who told her that she not fat, she just thick. That was
Right.
a lie.
Exactly. Exactly.
I got you,
Okay,
little bro. I got you, little
I'm
bro.
gonna ride
I
with you
got
on
you.
that one. I can't
No,
fight you on that
I'm
one,
gonna
Shaw.
say wholeheartedly. I'm gonna say wholeheartedly. Every time I've seen a black woman told that she was thick when she was fat, a woman told her that. So I ain't gonna even. Now I can say women have said that lie. I've seen them do that for years at this point.
So
But
hold
I
on,
don't see
Roger.
men going around telling women
Hold
that
on,
they thick.
Roger. There are guys
Uh,
that say it too.
No. You can
there
always find a
are.
guy with no legs. You can always find a guy with no legs. We're
Hey,
talking
I'm
about
gonna
hey,
stuff
go,
that happens
Roger.
on a regular basis.
Roger,
Yeah, Roger, I'm
Roger.
at the road with you because she got to come out her house and she's dressing
No,
how her friends told her she looked good in. Because chicks don't just come out when they don't think they look good. They ask their girlfriends first. Don't ask dudes. They ask girlfriends first if I look good, and the girls say, "Yeah, you look pretty, so pretty," and
No, we
she
can
don't look pretty.
but truth teller, we
no,
can agree on that, but there was still a dude at the grocery store who said,
y'all,
damn
Yeah, but
girl,
that's
you
after
thick.
the fact.
No,
But
but
that's
y'all,
after the
y'all
still
fact.
go,
lied.
y'all gonna make me agree with Santana. I hate it. I hate it. Damn,
Come on up
niggas
here,
been
brother. Come on
lying
up.
to these women for years, talking about, oh baby, you thick, baby. Oh baby,
Yep.
you look good. Knowing goddamn on well she was one hamburger away from being a Pillsbury biscuit busted out the can.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
We
right,
did
I'm
this.
gonna throw a monkey
Okay.
wrench. I'm gonna throw a monkey
I
wrench
want to
though.
say
Here,
something
here.
too, real quick. I want to say something real
Go
quick too,
ahead, go ahead.
because maybe I can accept that I wasn't rich growing up, y'all. You know what I did when I was young? I rode the bus. Y'all know what I saw on the bus? I saw people get laughed at as soon as they got on the bus. Sometimes they was getting laughed at because they was that big. So this message that they got, well, you ain't thick. I mean, you're not fat, you thick. I'm not gonna say it wasn't some people that said it, but I don't believe the majority of society was telling that, because I remember literally laughing at people or watching others laugh at people who got on that bus because she was big. I remember a lot of jokes being cracked on people because they were fat. And that's just real talk. Okay. So maybe somebody said something, but is it in what I'm telling y'all, is it something that's happening from the majority of society? We can always
Yes.
say somebody
No,
said a
no,
lie.
They got
no.
they got this thing called fat shaming now, Roger. You can't tell a fat person that they fat.
No.
You can't even laugh at a fat person
To
because it's
answer
being
Rogers,
shameful person.
to answer Roger directly, no. The majority of society will tell them they're fat. I.e., white people would tell them they're fat, right? But these niggas that make up the 13%, these
Thank you.
niggas been lying to them.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
blow this up. I'm gonna blow up
Hold on.
everybody's point.
Alan came here, man. We
My
got
man
to
still like
No, no, no,
fat
no.
Oh,
people.
Let,
That's what they
let True
say.
Teller make his point, then we're gonna give it right to the chopper. Okay.
I'm gonna blow up the point. Can you really lie to somebody that lives in deception?
No. No,
So
sir.
then there you go.
Yes,
Yes.
There's your
you
answer.
can
Yes.
you can agree with the lie to get what you want.
But
Exactly.
then if they live in deception, they are a lie. You can't
Yeah.
lie to a lie.
They are
You
thick.
can still tell something that ain't true
They
though.
are
It's
thick,
like
Oh,
man.
agreeing to the
okay,
play, like I was
okay,
saying before.
okay. Let's give it to
Yeah.
the chopper. Let's give it to
What's
the
happening,
chopper.
man? What's
Come
happening?
on with it. Come on with it.
Hey, hey, shout out to you, Roger, as the host, and hello to you, gentlemen. Now,
What's happening?
unfortunately, I'm at work, so I haven't had listened to all the dialogue, but I've tried to catch up a bit. And I will say this, and Roger, I want to exert, just a little bit of congressional privilege. If you could just extend me
Yeah,
a little bit,
you got
just
it,
so I
brother.
can, get it all in, and then go back down, right? But um,
Pause.
yeah, so as it stands, we know who's not lying. So we can support the argument that women are lied to, right? We can argue all day about who's actually lying to them, society or the women, some men, the simp gang, whatever. We know who's not lying to them. The responsible, hardworking, reliable, productive men who actually care about, community, family, and doing the right thing. We're not telling them any lies. So we can argue about who's actually telling them those lies, but we know who's not doing it. And those are the guys, and this is what I want to posit right here, is that those are the guys that women as a collective are not listening to. When we say, look, this behavior is destructive, don't do this, we don't like it. They're like, then they start woman explaining and then people, and I've had this happen to me. I've had, men jump in and help them explain why they don't have to listen to responsible men who have actually, and we're not talking about just anybody. We're talking about men who have actually proven themselves and done the work. Men who get up every day and go to work, do what they're supposed to do, raise their families, and have a proven record of demonstrated leadership, responsibility, and everything else. These are the men that they're ignoring. So we know who's not lying to them, and I just kind of wanted to emphasize that because what I'm also seeing on the internet and some of these videos that women are making is that there are a few that do admit that they've been lied to, but the problem is they realize it way too late. They're like in their mid
Exactly.
30s, well past their
Exactly.
40s, and that's when they get the moment of clarity about, oh shoot, you know what? I shouldn't have been promiscuous. I actually should have found a
Mm-hmm.
husband. Oh, I shouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
had all those kids with different men. I actually should have just, found one good man and built a life with him. Like that's
Bingo.
the issue and the problem that they're running into. So I don't want to belabor this too much because obviously, like I said, I'm at work, so I can't, stay on too long. I'll try to listen as much as I can, and then I'll pop off. But I kind of wanted to emphasize that because that's the one thing I noticed. Because you guys know that when I kind of go out and talk to people, kind of outside of the Roger Report and kind of outside of, some of the folks that agree with me, I literally have men and a lot of women openly and absolutely disagree with me. Like I've seen it, and it's bewildering to me because I literally tell them all the stuff that they should and should not be doing, and they will absolutely fight against it. So again, you got society, them, the men who support them, who are up to no doggone good, and then other people outside of them that's kind of helping them along the way. And I'll go ahead and land right there. Thanks for letting me up, Roger.
Oh
Hey,
damn, that sounds
appreciate
like
you,
he agreed
appreciate
with
you.
Shut
me.
up.
Now,
So can
y'all.
I?
Now hold on.
Sorry, go
I
ahead,
gotta
Roger.
say this before anybody say anything else. Y'all keep reverting back to social media. It don't count, y'all.
Right?
Yes,
Social
it
Yeah.
do.
media
Yes, it
was a
do.
thing. Listen,
No,
listen,
it's done.
listen, listen, listen. It's hard. It's easy to sound smart when you listen. As I've established, social media wasn't even a thing to 2014. That means the average American didn't even have it. Okay. And then even when it came to that, it took time for people to even become prominent and for certain types of content to even be made that was even listening to. So when you're talking about social media, what that wasn't a real thing to 2014, it's 2025. So you're talking about people who are 21 and under.
No, you're not.
So that's who was affected by social media, 21 and under. Because social media came out and started being a thing in around 2014. So if you've been paying attention to social media since 2014 to now, that's only 11 years. So now
Roger,
if
let me,
you're 21 years old, okay, you bought a lot of what social media had to say. When you're 22 and up, no, social media ain't as prevalent. You can't be 30 years old and say social media made me do this. Social media made this shaped my world. No, social media did not shape some 30-year-old's world. It didn't shape no 35-year-old's world. It didn't shape no 40-year-old's world.
Roger, let me ask you a question, Roger. Remember a couple of weeks ago we was talking about rap music and how it affected black men?
Oh, do you remember me disagreeing with a lot was being said on that? You remember that?
No, I actually remember a lot of people agreeing that the rap
I
music has
disagree
been
with that.
corrupted.
I
And
disagree with it as well.
no, okay, well maybe
There
maybe
was
I'm
some
confused
people
because
that disagree and some people that was
I remember a
on it,
lot
but
of us
Roger
was
wasn't with it.
I remember a lot of us was agreeing that rap music took a turn for the worse, and it actually started. They started the higher up started to corrupt the music, and it started to have influence on black men. I remember a lot of us actually
No,
coming to agreeing with that.
I remember it coming up, and I was against it. And I actually gonna deal with that in a future show because we're gonna deal with some media stuff. Cause so no, I don't even buy into that.
Right, okay, we okay, because even if you're just talking about you trying to cancel out social media, but that doesn't
No.
count
The
out
thing
that.
about social media is it ain't been it's been around a short period of time relatively
But
to the
media
conversation.
period,
So
but
hold
media.
on. This is what I'm saying. A person who was very active in social media, if they were the beginning people that was really starting to take into social media and be influenced by social media, if she started in 2014, okay, we're talking about a 21-year-old because
Okay,
social media been around for 11 years. People
no,
complaining about their results are far older than 11 years old. I mean, they're
right, I
21 years
understand.
old. They're far
I
older than
understand.
21. So the social media don't really even count in this conversation.
But does it count as far as media wise in the 90s? Like y'all wasn't looking
No,
at TV,
Not
y'all wasn't putting
social
no.
media. You can
influence
say
on TV.
mainstream media, sure, but not social media.
That's the
Social
same.
media, yeah.
Oh my God, who? That's the same thing.
No,
Well,
it's
That's the
not.
I'm
same.
kind of
Yes, it is.
I'm,
If whatever y'all was looking at back then on TV, that's kind of just
okay.
the
But
same
but
in
even
social
hold
media.
on.
It
Take it from
technically is
somebody
though,
who.
truth teller.
But no, it's not. Take it from somebody who was alive and as a young adult in the '90s, and somebody who grew up in the hood in New York. Them niggas that was rapping back then about hood shit was real hood niggas.
Okay,
I
let
don't
me
know
ask you a
what y'all.
question.
It's not like hold on. It ain't like rap and hip hop suddenly made a whole bunch of niggas hood niggas. And Shark, you know this very well. Ain't no goddamn rap song that made no nigga talk about I'm joining the gang and I'm selling drugs. Nigga, that when you go to the hood and say that to somebody, they look at you like you crazy.
Well,
I
can I,
think
in, in
what
my
you're
defense to that
misunderstanding.
though, truth teller, because you're absolutely correct to an extent. But we also did use the wordage or the verbiage of when hip hop changed. When you talking about Like they have a new term. You got drug dealing music and drug user music. We from drug dealing music, where they told you the consequences and the good part about it, and you could be the person to choose. Now they just you don't even know about, not you per se, but they don't even know about the pitfalls of using drugs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like hip hop was a lot more informative before. You still had like Tribe Called Quest, X Clan, while you still
Yeah,
had
but
Cool
they
G
were
rapping.
minority too. They were minority back then
I
too.
think I
No,
think
yeah,
what you
but you still had a
misunderstand is
Cool G
truth
raps
teller.
and like that too. So we had choices. You know what I mean?
I
So,
think
but what he's saying as far as women in the media, I can literally say the same thing that was on the media back in the days is the same thing that's on TikTok right now. It's like
Okay,
right.
Rolanda's show,
so
but
so listen.
with a 4K
So
with a
so
4K video.
okay, so listen. We if we're to go with take that point, let's say we take Santana. We're only using your points, Santana and Sharp. We're losing your points. If we are to say that media played the role, well, we'll go all the way back to Oprah and and those shows, Ricky Lake and all those, which were the majority of women. So that would mean women have been lying to women for a long time, all the way up to now.
Right. And let me say this, because again,
I
What?
agree.
I
What?
want to
What?
go
No,
back to
hold on, because my thing is, okay, people we've accepted women have lied to women, and nobody's arguing against that. What I said was, where was this message that women can have it all? Because even when you look at Oprah, she ain't got it all herself.
Right.
well, I spoke on this a while ago around that rap music thing, and I told y'all how white people understand something that black people, or at least black men, don't. We don't understand the influence that we have on not just each other but the world.
How do
I,
we
I
come back to
Okay, I don't know what this got to do with women being lied to, so
I'm trying.
please
I'm trying. I'm
connect.
trying to.
yeah,
I'm trying to
Nothing.
debate it.
Wait, I got
I'm
after
trying.
him.
I'm
No,
trying.
Nothing.
I'm
no, no.
trying to
I just
debate it.
said connected. I just said connected. I didn't say you
Okay.
can't say
Okay.
it.
Let
I
me
just
let
say
me
connect.
connect it. Let me
yeah.
connect it. Now, what I'm saying as far as influence can like let's take Chief Key for example, where he influenced the whole generation to be a certain way. I'm connecting that to the media even back then, that the media can influence kids to be a certain way.
So you would have to connect that to the women, Santana.
You know how, but
It's
Go
them
P, you know how
too.
you connect
Them
it to the
too.
women? They are childlike minded.
But okay, so it is not the men
Well,
who
No,
portray this
saying
story.
people are saying
we all
somebody
agreed
is
on that
influence
conclusion
is
though.
not saying that they were lied to.
So
People can
Yes,
have
that
all kinds of.
is.
There's positive influence people can have, and there's negative influence people have. So just saying they were influenced is not saying they were lied to.
my
Yeah, but
Yes,
we
it
point
all came
is
is.
to the
is
same
Yes.
saying
conclusion. I think we all agreed that yeah, women lie to women. I
so.
think we
Okay,
all agreed on
so
that.
if we're in agreement with that, right? We're saying if we're in agreement that the women did this, then that would mean that they have accepted that story. Roger keeps
Yes.
asking, well, where is the proof that men to the masses that men did something to portray this story or this lie that's out here, when
Well,
we have to ask the women, why did you lie to them, and why did you accept the lie? This don't have nothing to do with us.
well, Go P
Yes,
to
they
an
do.
extent. Well, Go P to an extent. Men do run media as far as
Exactly.
television and all of that. So men did that manipulation just to make more and more money.
Can you give me an example of said manipulation or said lie from media?
A show like let's say Sex in the City. Yeah,
Gotcha.
y'all can have
Mhm.
it all. Go and
That's
get the Birkin
definition.
bags. Go
So
and
that's
get all of
so
this.
four chicks pretending they can get it all in front of millions of women.
Hold on,
Title.
Who
hold
didn't
on,
have it
hold on.
all? Because
Wait, wait, hold
I
on.
didn't watch that show, but they didn't have
In
it
that
all
in
either.
in that show, in
Neither,
that
yeah, they
show,
didn't have it all.
in that show, they had way more than the average woman. They was
But it
living
was
way more
titled Sex
lavish
in the
than the
City.
average woman, and that is how females think.
It was titled Sex in the City. What do you
Thank you.
think they? What do you think they? Come on, man, Sharp.
Now,
But
I mean,
no, Go
they
P.
they
Look at what
saying
they
women can't have sex in the
look.
city. I think
Look at what
that's
they
a true
mimicking.
statement.
Right. And that is women telling other women that they can have sex in the city.
I
Yes,
think that's very true for a woman who lives in the city. She
Yeah.
can get sex.
So
and
how
and they
that come
also
up?
told, and it was
They're
also
promoting
telling
to
them,
us. But
and
yes, sir. Go ahead. I'm
it was
sorry. Go
also
ahead.
telling them that you living a whorish life, it will still pay off. They was
Uh-huh.
also telling them, yeah, you could buy all of this expensive stuff. It was a big campaign for just fuckery for women to take
But
after.
but but
Roger,
even on
Roger.
that show, didn't the women have jobs?
Yes,
They're
they
not
had
not that
jobs.
You need
not
great
that
Good
minds.
jobs.
yes,
Very good jobs.
What does that
Okay,
got to do?
very good
so
jobs.
can a woman with a good job have sex in the city and buy stuff with her money? Is that a lie?
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth.
But I
I
see.
don't see
What
what
I
the
Roger,
mean,
issue is.
I understand
Roger,
what
Roger.
you're
Let me
saying,
get in. Let me get in,
but
Roger. For one minute.
I'm gonna
1
say
minute.
they
None
don't
of
realize
none,
they look at
none, none of
outward
those women were
and
married. They
everybody's
all
supposed to
had
be the same
children.
way, huh?
None of those women were married or had children.
And you want to know the ironic part to what you just said? The writer of the show actually said herself that she regrets it because she don't even have kids and all that. She says she regrets all of that stuff that she pumped out to them. So
Yes,
back
but
to what
she
But
I
no,
didn't
said,
but
say.
But it
what I'm
wasn't
saying
a
is,
lie.
based
it
on
was a
your
lie because she
premise,
even said
based
that she
no
she
no
she's
no
sad
no
that she
no,
pushed that to them.
it was the absolute truth. Based on your premise, using that show as an example, those women had jobs. They were having plenty of sex. They had different sexual partners. None of them were married. None of them had children.
And none of them got chosen by the end of by the end of the whole series. None of them got chosen.
Ain't that the truth of how they living now?
That's what I'm trying to say.
So who?
And
It's not a
all I'm
lie.
hold on, y'all. Yeah, because all I'm saying is it sounds like the truth. I didn't watch the show, but it sounds like the truth to me.
It's
But
not
I
the
want to
truth.
get Tunnel Runner in. Tunnel Runner was trying to get something in, so let's
It's not.
let Tunnel Runner get it. Matter of fact, let
Yeah,
me get Tunnel
yeah.
Runner in real quick, and then I got to get Champion. My bad, I got to get Champion, and I got to get No Placeholder in, and I got to say shout out to Maurice November. He sent something at 10 o'clock, y'all. He sent in $10.57 through the Cash App. Shout out to you,
I
my
was gonna
brother.
do
My
you a
bad it took
yogurt
so
today,
long
but
to say that.
whenever I had
He
kids,
had
so I
all
thought you was
laughing
ready.
emojis as well. So
You
shout
had to
out
cut
to
it.
shout out to you, Maurice November. And y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I'm starting stuff today. That's really why I'm doing it. I'm starting stuff today. But I think there's a legitimate reason behind me starting stuff. And I do like the example that was just given of Sex in the City, because that was a show about women who had some jobs, to my understanding. They had some fairly good jobs, to my understanding. They bought the stuff they wanted to buy. They kicked it the way they wanted to kick it. They had sex with random dudes, and nobody got married. Nobody had a kid, and nobody lived that. Uh, uh, Get me a husband, have 2.3 children, and live in some nice house with a white picket fence. To my understanding, no one got that.
Hey, Roger.
So
No.
I don't think
And
it was a lie.
they confided in each other.
All right, bro.
That
Once
So hold on.
again,
Let me let
where's the
Roger,
lie?
Roger, Roger.
hold on.
Hold
Let
on.
me let Tunnel Runner get in and these new guys get in. Okay, Tunnel Runner, go ahead and say
Yeah.
what you wanted to say, and let me get
I
these
was
other
gonna
two
say
new gentlemen in.
these women actively do not want advice. Don't want to hear the truth from anybody. They reject somebody telling them what to do. They want their freedom, their autonomy. That's the number one thing. Even if you was going to tell them the truth, give them the truth, they don't want it. They want to do their own thing. They want to experience life the way they want to. And that's it. So you can it's even more worse than what you said. They do not accept the truth from you. They want to do it themselves. They want to see themselves.
All right, boom, there we go. Now let me get my man. Champ was here first. Then No Placeholder right after Champ. Y'all hold your comment. Let these two gentlemen get in. Go ahead.
What's going on, Roger? Happy Wednesday. I'm going to be very brief, but I'm going to say this. I'm listening to you guys. Let's be honest. Women lie to themselves. Okay, they lie to each other. They listen to to they listen to each other all the time. And we were talking about yesterday about Oprah Winfrey and how, we were saying, there was one person we were saying a lot of positive things, but we saw the negative things what that woman did, especially to the women here that listened to her over the last 30 years, and how she had destroyed a lot of families and how she created this myth about empowerment of women and everything else. She's an example of why a lot of women have been listening to the lie and they believe it, and they've been running this lie for the past decade and everything else. Listen to women like Sally Jesse L. Raphael, Ricky Lake, all them talk shows and everything else have warped up a lot of women here. Okay, they been lied to themselves because they believe because they want the something that they believe in themselves and everything else, which is not true. It is not reality and everything else. So I'm gonna land my plane right there. They've been lying to themselves for the last 40 years. Listen to these women on these talk shows.
Oh, all right, let's get no placeholder in here. Go ahead, brother.
What's going on, Roger? What's going on, panel? Yeah. So I'm I'm in very much agreement with a lot of you gentlemen. Um, the 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 nature of what female are as beings that was taken into account in patriarchy, right? The way patriarchy was designed and how it was basically built. It was built based on how the beings are, like how a man is and how a woman is. This was built based on intelligence because obviously men make systems and they make systems based on understanding the environment and other elements that essentially that allow the system to propagate itself and remain stable. Okay? So what I'm saying at that point is this idea that the women can rage war against this concept that was designed to protect them, and then at the same time complain about the ramifications of being attacked by corporations or being attacked by government entities. Or they're saying I can't justify that because you it's a clear scenario of willfully understanding that you want both things at the same time. There's no lies here. There's no deception. This is a being that basically wants to have everything and not do anything. That is her how she is in her nature. So it is not that essentially that people are quote unquote deceiving her, or they know who she is and they play on that. Sorry, I have to drop. But I'm gonna end right there. Thank you.
That made a whole lot of sense to me. The women want what they want. They go after what they want. They get what they want, and they was able to do it without somebody giving them a bunch of guff. I
Cap.
don't see where the lie really is because I don't know what I can do in this society that a woman cannot. Because I've literally said in America, women literally have more rights than men because they have reproductive rights, is what they call them, and men don't have those reproductive rights. So they literally have more rights than us. So what can I go do that they can't do? So
You know
who need
what's
to lie to
funny,
them about
man?
something? What are they being
Oh,
lied to about? Now,
you know,
and I'm gonna say this: the best thing I can say about women being lied to is if you make the argument that women have been told they're equal to men. But I'm gonna also say, even with that argument, you can argue that women are equal to men; they just different than men. Men have a superior position, so that's debatable in itself. I don't treat women as equals from a social standpoint. But let me be on a job with a woman. I treat women as equals then, because
hey,
we here to get paid. Ain't no favoritism here. You know what I'm saying? So women I work with, we get the same job. I treat them just like the dudes, and they've always had a problem with it. And they look at me like something wrong with me. You a coworker. You're not a woman to me. We at work. It is
hey,
what it is.
I just noticed is I just noticed that on Santana's picture says the black woman is God.
If that's what that man want to put on his thing, that
Hey,
man got a right to put that
I
on his
just
thing. It
noticed.
is what it
I
is.
just noticed. I just noticed.
I explained in
He
past
said that
live
before.
streams.
I just
I
noticed
explained.
it, man. I just saying.
I
Santana did say one time before he said that he stands with the black woman as God. He said he took that stance
Okay.
beforehand. So
Oh,
but that I
I
also
was
said
just
that
looking at the
they can
screen
be
and I
stupid
just
as
see
well.
that. Yeah, I just
But I also said they can be stupid as well, which is why I'll
How
say,
can God be stupid? How can God be stupid?
hey,
How
they not perfect. They not perfect.
uh,
how can God not be perfect?
hey
Hey,
man,
our God,
that's his God. We all
Man,
say
listen,
right.
man.
y'all
Any
listen.
God.
We'll talk about that in Bible study. I'll be up here cooking him for the rest of the show. We'll Bible study.
you
God
Yeah.
can't
dang.
you can't cook me off of one off. I can say one fact that can completely
That
destroy your whole argument
Man, no,
that
look,
people
so
look,
don't
look,
think God.
look, look. That ain't the subject of the show. In
Right.
America, you can pick anything you want to be your God.
Yeah.
Okay.
you know what? I agree with Santana because Santana been lying to these women all his life.
Exactly. That guy is right about that.
Hey
But
man. I didn't mean to derail nothing. I just happened to really look at the screen and noticed it said the black
This,
woman
You
God.
know what? You know what?
this your fault. This your
Nah,
fault.
hold on. I'm getting my man perfect here, and I'm taking down for old people that are distracting everybody. The old people in the back now. You in the back. You in the back, bro. I'll get you back in later probably, but you in the back just for that.
Probably.
Perfect
That's messed
timing.
up. That's
My
messed
brother.
up.
my brother.
I had to put my other brother in the back for a second. Okay. So go ahead with your great opening statement and make it good since we don't put my other brother in the back because he tripping right now.
So I'm gonna be sure not to bring up nothing about Michael Jordan in this opening statement.
I don't think he think the black woman is God, so I guess we okay.
All right. He showed us when he got remarried with his allegiance. But what I would say is, as I was watching a couple things this morning. It's funny. It's a great topic, Roger, because I was doing some research. A couple of brothers I hang out with were showing me some stuff, some powerful stuff about the mind. And I've talked about this delusion before, and I've likened it to shell shock. And this is to the topic of were women lied to. So my answer would be yes. And then
thank you.
my definition, but no, listen, brother. I don't believe they've been lied to by black men. I believe
So,
they've lied to
brother,
themselves. Do you
yo,
understand? I'm gonna talk about shell shock.
you're welcome,
Shell.
brother. You're welcome.
Somebody gotta mute up.
Hold on, I got that. I got that.
So when I say
I
they've been
got it. I'm
lied
sorry.
to, it's all good. When I say they've been lied to, I'm going to say they've lied to themselves, and we've actively seen this, right? They are programming themselves, going back to Alice Walker in the conversation yesterday, the Combi River Project, the BLM. So when shell shock is a thing where your mind is so strong, when you can be shot by a bullet, but your mind takes over in adrenaline, and you can't even feel or know that you've been shot. That's how powerful the mind is. That's how powerful this delusion is, right? Because it goes into Chris Rock creating the movie Good Hair almost 20 years ago. Black men have said we don't like wigs and weaves and the attitude for this has nothing to do with black men's programming. This is a delusion. And then when the wig and the weave didn't solve their mental illness, they started getting plastic surgery. I'm just giving you the evidence that this is their own delusion. We never required them to get plastic surgery. They already had the bodies. Then they got lips. They got eyelashes. You have to be honest because this is body dysmorphia. This is beyond comics. This is beyond trolling. When we get into these facts, you have to look at the mental health of the patient. I work in healthcare. Somebody asked last week, in bariatric surgery, when I supported bariatric surgery, one of the things that was so, I was amazed at the company I worked for. They were one of the first to pilot the bariatric program, but the department had a psychologist embedded in the department. And I was like, I sat with that psychologist for hours because I didn't understand. I've been overweight my whole life. And I'm like, why are you here? For weight loss surgery, lap band weight. And they said, well, If you, at this time, I think Biden and them took it away, but at this time, you had to pass a mental health capacity before they gave you the weight loss surgery, because if you didn't, you could kill yourself if you didn't change the fat mind. Are you tracking with me, Santana? This is what black women, this is what we're dealing with the BW, right? And a lot of times in the past, certain cosmetic surgeries, you had to have a mental capacity, right, to get the plastic surgery. That's been done away with. I'm just giving you evidence, little brother, that they have been lied to, but by themselves. And I wanted to explain to you how powerful the mind is with this delusion, right? So when you go into body dysmorphia and you're going to what they've actually done to themselves physically and then mentally and spiritually, yeah, bro, you have to look at the mental health and how they got there, and they got there by deluding themselves.
I want to ask you a question, but I don't really want to hop on the plastic surgery stuff, because majority of black women is not going to get that. So I'm completely throwing that out the window.
Santana, do you see the picture where all the black women on Spirit were on their knees? The whole flight was full of black women. It was a joke. They couldn't even sit on their butt. This is doing
Okay, dude. So hold on, wait. Would you say?
So we cannot throw it out. It's not an anomaly when you have an entire flight, when you have the CARE credit card almost bankrupt because all these black women is getting a surgery on credit. Then you have black women being murdered in Mexico over the surgery. We've all seen these reports. You cannot disregard that when we have photographic evidence of an entire flight full of black women who cannot sit on their buttocks.
Right. So what you are saying, that majority of black women are going to go get these surgeries?
No, I'm just giving one evidence to body dysmorphia, because you can't run from their mental health crisis.
I'm saying, say one or the other. Is it a majority or the minority?
He's basically saying the majority. If I'm wrong, perfect, correct me. He's saying the majority has a mental issue, and he's giving evidence of the mental issue they have.
Correct.
Okay.
He's not trying to absorb what you're trying to say, perfect. You understand what this man is saying, perfect. I mean, Santana. If you go on a flight with your family, hold on a second. If you go on a flight with your family, you're the only black family on that plane. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Does it mean that a lot of black people go where you are or where you from? No, because if that was the case, you wouldn't be the only black family on that plane, right?
Right.
But do you?
Yes, if you're a plane full, if you're a plane full of black women, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, perfect. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Do you like weave? This is just to the point that who is actually lying to them. Like we've been in the black manosphere, Santana, for over a decade. Like Good Hair came out over a decade ago. They know black men don't like weave and fake hair. What is soft girl? We didn't create soft girl. Soft girl is a reaction to us. Soft girl exists because of the work of the Black Manosphere 5.0 Roger Report. They had to come up with soft girl because they could not refute the truths that we brought forth. But it's a reflection of their own mental health. This is a new mental ideology. Soft girl is not something you do, it's something you are and think, right? So they're trying to create another delusion for themselves. Let's be a soft girl, and they're teaching themselves how to create another mental capacity, because black men are not attracted and not choosing them. So they're saying, well, it's your demeanor, your mental health. So you need to be a soft girl. And they can't even do it because they don't understand mentally what's keeping them from being soft. Why does soft girl exist, Santana? You didn't do it. I didn't do it. Do you understand that soft girl is a mental thought process?
Right, I understand where you're coming from.
So why does soft girl exist? If we didn't do it, and we're not how did that occur?
To me, that came from the mainstream, and it just trickled down to all other women.
Oh, this was specific to black women.
That's why
it's specific to black women with the statue in New York. Soft girl is a rebuttal to the strong black woman. Black women said, I don't want to be strong no more. Remember that statue in New York? An overweight black woman, really big, broad shoulders, bigger than most men, right? Yeah. And black women said, don't make me into that. I don't want to be strong anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I gotta agree with that.
So I guess it's to an argument that they lying to themselves. and we're watching in real time them lie to themselves.
They actually get tricked into that mindset. To me, it's not just
Oh,
it
y'all
ain't
tricking
just
God.
Everybody's tricked.
yes.
What? How is this? I'm
Roger,
not gonna say no. I'm gonna be realistic. Hold on, because you got to mess me all up. Yo, I'm about to him. I'm not gonna say a person can't be tricked. Anybody can be tricked, but how long can you trick a person? I think that I'm gonna throw that in there because I'm not gonna say a person can't be tricked, but how long can you trick that person? Because if you
I
tell
agree,
me
Roger.
every day if I pay $1, a apple tree gonna grow in my backyard. I mean, at some point I'm gonna stop paying that $1, but I don't see no manifestation of the apple tree. So
okay,
the apple tree got to come at some point.
okay, Roger,
You know, I'm
wait,
just saying.
Roger, you're defining insanity, and that's my whole argument. You're defining insanity, and that is my entire argument, Santana. Do you understand he's defining insanity? That's an
Yes.
Y'all gonna
insane
stop.
person.
Yes, I
Y'all
understand
gonna
that.
stop talking. Y'all gonna stop talking about these God like that. Y'all gonna stop.
Facts though. Facts though. Facts.
All I'm saying is, can I give me an apple tree? If I give you $1 a day, and I'm going with an apple tree, and I think that's a good example because a tree will take a little bit of time, right? So maybe you give me the first 90 days, first, maybe 180 days. Are you gonna get me for 3 years? I'm gonna give you $1 every day for 3 years, and I don't see no evidence
Yeah,
of
but
anything growing. I mean, I know it's
yes.
an apple tree; it's not gonna happen overnight. But I'm 4 years in. Can I stop paying for
Now,
this apple tree now?
No,
Yes.
you are
Yes,
now,
crazy
but
at that
see,
point.
yes,
You
but
are
now,
see, you're
now,
crazy
talking.
Roger,
then.
No,
Roger,
Three generations of
you're
life.
talking
All the
about a
kids make
logical.
ho,
fun of you.
ho, to use Roger's example. Roger, you got to give her time to manifest it. See, you just quit too quick.
So after four
You
years, I
got
can't stop paying for this apple tree because I ain't gave it
she
time to manifest.
she intended on giving you that apple tree. You just didn't give enough. You didn't give it enough time.
You
Nah,
know,
see,
Kevin, that's not a joke.
Roger, what?
Kevin,
See,
Kevin,
Roger,
that's
what
not a
you?
joke. That's
No,
not a
see,
joke
Roger,
because
what
they
you
are.
trying to
Wait, hold on,
compare?
hold
Hold
on,
on, Santana.
Well,
Let this man
we
finish.
can't
Let the
all
man.
talk at the same
They
time. Let's
are
let person
asking.
say what he's saying. Then we get to you, Santana. Go ahead,
Kevin,
person.
that's not a joke. They are asking black men every day on these panels to join them in their insanity. It's hilarious, right? But that is exactly what's happening. To join them in their insanity and sit and wait for me for 7 upon years for me to become a different person, and I never change. They want you to be insane with them. Yes, sir. That's not actually funny. It's a reality.
Right.
I'm just trying to get an apple tree.
No,
Santana, go ahead. What you was gonna say?
no, just to see. I think in a way, what you just did, Roger, what you just compared emotional creature to a logical creature with your example by saying if uh no, this real talk. This real talk. Because as men, we can't compare ourselves to women when it
But
comes to thought. When it comes to thought
hold
process.
on, Santana. Santana, when you make your argument, think of the female as an independent being, as a man as an independent being, and you're giving her this attribute. Who's supposed to protect this being? Who's supposed to care for this being that you're talking about to keep her from being a victim of these things you're talking about?
It's really our job to protect them, but they are out of our protection. So it's like they are so lost to the point where it's probably ain't really no coming back for them. The only thing you can really do is probably try to change, hopefully change the next generation. But
They
if they got the next generation as far as they kids, then it probably ain't gonna never change.
Now God got lost. We need
Okay.
to get a GPS for God.
All right. Well, let me ask this. Let me ask this because you said okay, emotional creature versus logical creature. Okay, cool. I'm accept that men normally are more logical than women, and women are usually more emotional than men. I have no problem accepting that. We talking about apple tree.
Right.
Okay, logically, I may stop paying $1 before the woman. But how long does the woman pay for the apple tree and ain't nothing budding? Ain't nothing springing up from the ground. We was told a seed was put there and we didn't see nothing grow. See, I'm saying we were told that. We were told that. We didn't see the seed planted, but I said if I pay They told me if I pay $1 a day, the apple tree mine, and I can get whatever apples I want off this apple tree. I didn't see you plant the seed, but I believe the story that you planted the seed. Okay, logically, maybe I give up after, let's say I paid for 2 years, man. Okay, I done paid almost $1,000, 365 a day, 2 years, we close to $1,000 or whatever. Well, I guess more like 700, 800, but we paying some significant money. Maybe I stop in 2 years. How long did she go? We still
Well,
talking about the same piece of
me
dirt. We
Until
talking
it's
me
about the
per
true.
same
me
seed that was
personally.
Until it's
supposedly,
true.
it was
Until
supposedly planted. How long do I wait for this thing to start growing?
let
until
me
it's
put it like
true.
like this. I think it was a woman. I'm not really sure what her name is. It's like Sister Mahama or something, or from the 90s. I don't know, but she was like an advocate for women, and she was just speaking how women need to get their stuff together. I forgot her name. I think she's some
You
type of
probably talking
Muslim or
about
something.
Sherazade Ali. That's who you probably talking
Yes,
about.
yes, yes. And she said in one of these videos, and she said multiple times that women don't mature past 14 emotionally. So to me, it makes me realize why as men we can get cheated on one time and be like, oh no, I'm getting the fuck out of here, bitch. You a hoe. You know what I'm saying? I ain't messing with you. But a woman, she is so attached emotionally, you can probably cheat on her a bunch of times and she'll still take you back.
That's just ridiculous, dude.
Okay, I
That's
mean,
ridiculous,
How is
dude.
that ridiculous?
no,
I
no,
miss
no, no.
that
They're not
channel.
children, bro.
I'm gonna say, so what? So how many times does she need to be cheated on before she understand she would have cheated? You telling me she ain't gonna never figure it out? Maybe she take a
No,
little
no, no.
longer.
I
She
said
ain't
no.
gonna never figure it
She did figure it out. She did figure it out. It's
out.
just her emotions is
Her
it's like
emotion ain't
again,
kept
she's
her
an emotional creature, so
a
it's like
little
she
bit
can't get
longer.
away from that.
I'm saying, okay, her emotions kept her there a little bit longer. Okay, cool. So what? It took her just a little longer to leave because she understood the guy she with is a cheater. Okay, cool. Now we talking about society. If women are being told something
Right.
that they see is not working, are they even buying into the lie? Because I still don't really get a clear understanding of where the lie is. Because I see women being told to do things that they literally can do. You literally can pay your own car note. You literally can pay for your own house or apartment. You literally can get a job or work for yourself. You literally can do these things. So
See,
I
yeah,
don't
you
understand
talking
where
about
women have really been lied to.
let's can I bring up the example for as far as I'm not even sure probably y'all can tell me if y'all agree or not. But I've heard majority of women say they believe in soulmates. Do y'all?
I mean, if they believe it or not, I don't understand. There's no one's really out promoting that soulmates exist from a
That's
I
society
don't
I've
standpoint.
understand.
never heard a
So
black
I don't
woman.
get it.
I've never heard a black
But
woman
but
talk about
but
soulmate.
Santana, are they
What?
supposed to be autonomous beings or not? I'm like, are these women supposed to be autonomous beings or not? Your arguments make it seem like they're just flawed beings that require a lot of help and tutorial. That's your argument. These are
yeah,
flawed beings that require a lot of help and tutorial.
yeah, to me,
So
they
why?
don't really. They're not
So
logical
you're you're
thinkers.
you're
So
you're focused on the wrong thing. You're focused on them. Why you should be like, yo, why are you out here by yourself if you know that you're a dumb bitch that don't know nothing?
Yeah, I mean, if you make that argument, a solution
Yeah.
for her being an idiot would be to get somebody who's not an idiot to help guide her along. That
I
would
mean,
be a
yes.
solution.
That would
I
be the
mean,
So why
yes,
you over
safest.
that's
here
not wrong.
talking to us? You need to go talk to them and tell them like, yo, you a dumb bitch and you should be walking around unattended. You need supervision.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, go talk to them.
I agree with
No,
Roger.
no, no. I like him here, y'all. I do like him here. I do like him here. Cause he's gonna say things that make me think about stuff that I probably wouldn't even think to bring up in the presentation. So he's good for the show. Plus, I never want to be accused of being an echo chamber. I let anybody who want to come up and talk, they talk. You know what I'm saying? It's just you should be able to argue ideas if you present them. So I'm never gonna create an echo chamber.
I
Yeah,
would
Why?
say Santana. I would say, Santana, you got to be careful as you grow older because you are infantilizing women, and that can be insulting to certain caliber of women. It's obvious to us that you haven't been around a high caliber of woman, right? Someone who is a titan. And in most, like I work in healthcare, like a nurse runs the hospital. So women, there are powerful women who make more money than men all over the hospital. So it's obvious you haven't been around a woman who knows how to give orders because you're infantilizing them. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Wait. What does her making more money got to do with her being emotional? Like that was the point
Because
I was
that right
making.
there, hysterical is not even, you're not even supposed to use, so never say that in a professional setting. You're not allowed to say hysterical anymore. Like a woman being emotional is an insult, right? It says to them that they're lesser than men. I'm
No,
educating you on
professionally,
something.
that's an insult, bro. You're basically saying it's basically like you being racist. What you're basing
Exactly.
something on her color. So
Yes.
now you're
Yes,
just basing
Santana.
something off her being a woman.
Correct.
I
You're
Gender.
mean,
trying to,
Yeah,
shit,
your
hey,
gender.
it
trying
is
to
what it
defend them,
is.
but you're using sexist tropes to defend them. You're infantilizing.
Exactly.
Right, bro. So I just want to help you out. I'm not saying nothing
No,
Exactly.
no.
for
Listen,
I understand to
that
a
right.
certain degree what I'm
Hold on,
saying,
perfect.
but
Hold on, Santana.
okay.
Perfect. That's why I sent him over there. I wanted him to go tell one of these women exactly how he sees them, so they can basically
mhm.
undress his ass and tell him go talk to a corporate executive female and tell her
Yeah.
like she's dumb and she don't know what she's doing and she's emotional and I'm
Right.
like
See, no,
she would
what you
shred you to pieces, nigga.
But
She would
no,
shred
see,
your
what you don't
ass to
understand
pieces.
is
at
no,
the
wait,
Roger
what you
Report
don't
Live,
understand
we are
is
not going to endorse sending some young brother
No,
to the
no,
slaughter.
don't do
We
that.
wait, no,
Yeah,
no, see, hold on,
look,
wait, placeholder. What you don't understand is that I don't think what I'm saying is an insult because I didn't heard men come on here and say women is hoes and this and that. To me, that is more disrespectful than what I'm saying. All I'm saying is they think more emotionally than logically. That ain't no goddamn insult as
But
far as I'm concerned.
that's
That's
not
just
true
the
though,
truth.
Santana, because
uh,
that same executive female can be a hoe. She can be a hoe. She can be having random encounters with random men in a position of power.
And
I'm
she can
saying
be
that's what I'm
emotional
trying to get
too.
across.
And she
No,
can
placeholder,
be
she's not
emotional too.
emotional
play,
because
And
no,
and
she's not
play,
emotional because she was clearly enough to be in a position to control her emotions to the
right,
point that she get to a position
right.
of executive.
It's an
You don't
insult,
become an
But
executive by being emotional, bro.
and it's
I'm
sexist.
saying
place,
It's
but we
sexist.
talking about a 1 in a billion kind
no,
of
no,
woman
no, no.
that's
No, we
a
not.
executive.
Hold on. Hold on, because we don't want to mix things up. Perfect literally said, "Don't do it in a professional setting." So he's talking
Nobody's
about
saying doing
not
it in a professional
social.
setting.
I'm going to say, as far as a professional setting is concerned, that is great advice. You want to be very careful about what you're going to tell a woman in a professional setting. It just is what it is. That's just the society we live in. You can play that game if you want to, but there's a lot of ways to lose at that game. So just be careful about what you will call a woman in a professional setting. Every man should be aware of that.
Well, I don't think nobody's saying what somebody's gonna tell them in a professional setting.
No,
I
I'm
never said
saying
that.
he offers some advice. Perfect
I
offers some
understand that.
advice
Yeah, I
to say,
understand that.
and I just want to make that clear because what I'm saying, as the host of the Rise Report Live, I am never going to tell some young man to go directly to the slaughter. You know what I'm saying? Because if you start telling women what you think about them in a professional setting, there's a lot of ways that can go bad, even if you mean well. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No, yeah, I
and place,
completely understand that. That's not even what I was,
No.
even hitting
That
at.
wasn't about you. This is me being the host of a channel because anybody could listen to this channel.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Some
Okay.
young 18, 19-year-old may listen to this channel and think he supposed to go in there and tell women what he think about. Man, keep that
I
to
don't,
your home life.
I'm,
I
I'm
don't,
saying, I'm saying,
I
Santana,
don't.
you're presenting a logical fallacy and you're invalidating your argument. That's what I'm trying to teach you. You're presenting a logical fallacy. You're invalidating your own argument by the way you're presenting it. I'm not saying you can't present the argument that you have, but when you invoke certain sexist tropes, then you invalidate your argument amongst intelligent people, right? So I can't allow you to continue that foyer. It's not based on anything. You just invalidated your whole point. When you say that they're inferior by saying they can't make a logical decision,
yes.
you invalidated your own argument, right? We're doing a
That's
circle jerk at that point. That's all I
mm,
want to say to you. I just find another way to make the argument without that sex. That's all I'm saying.
To
no,
add to your point,
that to me,
hold on,
saying that
Santana.
women is
Hold on one second, sir. I want to add the perfect point. Then you can elaborate. Perfect. You made a good point. This is one of the reasons why, if you notice in their argument, is always Jermaine is wrong because that is the only way for them to tie that logical fallacy that Perfect just mentioned, where when the man is always wrong, that is how the situation is tied together. That is why they know what's going on. That is why they make it a point to say the men are always wrong because that is the only argument that can tie everything together. Go ahead.
Placeholder, don't be trying to let go of our wild kind of crap. We like him. We're going to keep him just the way he is, sir. Don't be trying to change him. Don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all got to love Santana right where he is.
Yeah, I don't
He's perfect.
understand the sexist trope just by telling them, just by understanding that women are more emotional than logical. That's not a sexist comment. That's just
No,
it
no,
is what
I'm
it
just
is.
saying it invalidates the black woman as God. It invalidates your whole argument, your whole premise,
I
right?
just think
You
they're a
just
different kind of God. If I'm saying that they're God, but this is what that is,
with childlike
that's what
qualities,
it
you're
is.
attributing childlike qualities to your God. It invalidates your
Yes,
argument. God,
yes. No, it don't.
okay, tell me how God could be.
Okay, let's get back more focused on the subject of the show. Okay, because I think we starting to veer off at this point. You know,
Who lied to these hoes?
because that's what my whole thing been about. Who's the one actually out here lying to them? And
Santana.
anybody who gives the argument about equality, like I said, there's certain things that you can say about equality. You can say women are equal to men, but just in a different capacity. You know, people can make a legitimate argument on some. Well, I don't know how legitimate it is, but you can argue it.
There's a better
Okay,
way. There's a better way to argue it. Exactly. Yeah. That's all
you
I'm
know.
saying.
But Black Roo done came up. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what I was about to say right there. So Black Roo done came up. I'm gonna throw him the mic right
Santana got
now.
that power. He got that power.
I'm just gonna throw him the
I,
mic, and
I,
I ain't got to worry about cleaning this up.
I, I,
uh,
I, I I regret I may disappoint you because, first of all, thanks for having me. I regret I may disappoint you because I'm in one of those rare moments where I haven't really fully listened to what you guys have been talking about, so not quite sure where to get in and here.
no, no, no,
I
no.
just,
Whatever you say gonna be helpful right now. It's gonna get us off what we was just on. So whatever you say is gonna
well,
be absolutely fine.
well, I mean, I heard you guys talking to Santana. You know, it's interesting. He's kind of a living symbol of, or the product of the propaganda of the generations over the plus 40 some years. When you listen to him, when I listen to him, I hear a lot of things that I heard, as a kid, growing up, as a young man, marrying, having children, being out in the world, and all of that propaganda. We were talking about Oprah yesterday. Uh, when I hear Santana, I think about Oprah. you know, I think about Terry McMillan, Alice Walker. I think about the the all of the lies that have been told about feminism, but particularly about Black feminism. And I think about the children that were born and bred, particularly the boys that were born and bred in all of that. I think about Perfect. Perfect describes of his own history, the troubled history, being a product of all of those lies, of the demented elements of Black female liberation and feminism. And as I listen to Santana, and you guys enjoy making fun of them. Very often, Santana, when I listen to you, I feel very sad and somewhat disheartened because you are so young and you are so steep in the lies, brother. Very steep in the lies. And so I guess my statement with that very sobering comment.
Knee
Santana
deep, Black
gives me.
Roof. He's knee deep. Matter of fact, he's shoulder deep in that shit. I even be neck deep.
Listen, y'all go,
Santana,
y'all gonna get off our brother Santana. He gives us hope that we can learn to love these hoes again. He gives us hope
Yeah,
that we can
yeah,
learn to trust them
yeah.
again. He gives us hope.
You playing hot sauce today. Kev is taking hot sauce role today. You know.
I,
Bro,
you know what, I
you got
would
some
just like
anecdotal
to,
Yeah, I
evidence,
mean
Kev.
I would just
That's
like to
some blue pill
understand where.
bullshit. You selling that, Kevin? That's some blue pill bullshit. Yeah, yeah.
Kev, stop lying to these hoes, Kev. Stop lying to
Yeah, you know, me personally, I would just like to know. You know, he said, I guess I'm caught up in the last time. I would like to know what he's referring to. But as far as like perfect timing, not to even go back, but I understood what you were saying. But me, and I guess you trying to like refer to because I guess black woman is God or something like that. But that's only I only think that is because they determine life or death. That's strictly it. That doesn't, you know, play a part in, you know, their character.
I'm gonna say that's not even true because when it comes down to it, men really actually determine life and death. We allow women to make judgments, but it's really on us. We allow them to breathe. And so a lot of men don't understand just how important they are. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's the actual truth. We let them breathe. If we decide they can't breathe, it's over with. It's gonna be over with that day. It ain't gonna even take a long time. If we just as men collectively said women can't breathe no more, it's over.
Yeah, if he would have said something like, in this environment, due to the way it's structured, the women have the capability to pretend to be pseudo say deities. Perhaps I would actually minorly agree with that.
That's
But
what I'm
yeah,
saying. In this
no, that's
society,
not what you
that's
said,
just what it
nigga. That's
is.
not what you
Well,
said, nigga. You said
I
these
mean,
bitches is God.
it's kind of a
I don't
it's
know
a
how I
crazy
don't know how
comment.
else. I mean,
It's
me saying that woman
it's
is
a
God.
crazy thought. It's a crazy thought. I mean, if there are no men, women are coyote food. They're wolf food. They're bear food. They're not gods. They're not anything remotely close to it. They are the conduit of life. I mean, it germinates within their system and grows and is born from it. But they're no more gods than, you know, a vehicle is a driver of a Ferrari. No, the man drives the vehicle. The man determines whether a woman is a male or a female. The, the sperm determines that, not the egg. So even being female is being dictated by a man. So it's a kind of a ridiculous notion to confer godhood upon a human female when in every way their existence and their survival is predicated on the capacity of the leading male. It is
To be
foolish to
deed.
even refer or even think of them as some sort of deity in light of that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say it like this, just to put a little more sauce on the point. They are whatever men allow them to be. Because if we decide they can't be it, they can't be it. And you can take that from being alive to what job they can have in society, what roles they can play. They literally have to bend to our will. And now my thing is, if there is a lie telling them the woman is God, I think that would be the lie. If we got
I
to point a
definitely agree,
lie
Rod.
out, because I want to get back to I want to keep it to the subject of the show, but uh, telling women they can do anything they want to do is a lie. If you say that as if it's not with the agreement of men, women can do what they want to do as long as men agree with it,
But
and that's
Roger,
just the truth of
this my point was women are lying to themselves. That's why they find themselves in their current state. And to my little brother, when we say gynocracy, that's what the gynocracy is this collective collusion and delusion, right? And what a gynocrat is someone who buys into the lie, my brother. And that's what you're exhibiting today, right? The gynocracy is this collective colluded delusion that they have done to themselves and they propagate themselves. And there are black men for the benefit of the black box who go along with that delusion and that insanity.
Yep.
And we call them gynocrats. because it
And,
is an
and
ideology.
the only reason the gynocracy can exist is by virtue of a white supremacist hegemony, where you have an overlord structure that compels upon us a criteria that unfairly and unduly rewards or enables the females versus the males within their group. That's the only reason a
Exactly.
gynocracy can even exist. It could not exist if it's just black men, black women on an island somewhere. There is no gynocracy, for sure.
And to add a quick bit of science tidbit to both your points, perfect and the black rule for Santana's purpose. The Bible does indicate in a story that basically that put Adam to sleep, removed the rib, and made blah 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 blah. Blah, blah. The X and Y chromosome that Black people mentioned earlier is a powerful tool of allowing the male to not the black, but the male alone to be an asexual being. This is one of the reasons why you made the addiction initially, and then the female was made later on. Because you can take an X chromosome for a man and an X chromosome for another man and make a completely female out of that. Two men, you can make a female out of it. All right, that's my point. Thank you.
I mean, that's actually a very good point. You know,
Like, real quick, Roger, do you guys? It's such a great topic, right? Because if you really understand the woman on the picture and who lie, if you understand why we even exist, why we're here, this is explaining everything. And we exist in opposition to that. What Roger is saying, we wouldn't be here if we were the ones lying to them. If we believed in what they believe in, we wouldn't exist. Santana, you're on a panel, man, and that's what the black manosphere is. That we refuse to lie to them. If we lied to them, then we could get the box because if we wanted it. If we wanted to be the ones to facilitate their delusion and tell them they look good in the wig, but you exist in our world that we have created. And we have been saying this now for some time, that we do not lie to them. We refuse to lie to them. And you have seen it grow and perpetuate itself because it is something by their own design that they need. But we exist because we refuse to believe and to lie to them. That's the whole premise. Who lie? We would not be here, bro. That's what this panel is. We are the men who refuse to buy into the BS. I'm not
I would
gonna
say
lie
y'all.
to you.
I say y'all are a small minority of men that think the way y'all do. I ain't even saying the way y'all think is wrong, because it's right. But y'all are a small minority of men, because men have let women get to this point of thinking they is what they is, I guess, or whatever they problem is.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna say, then y'all need to get y'all act together.
Yeah, facts. We got to get our shit together, because to be honest, our influence on them is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get our shit together as men, I think they'll follow suit.
I don't believe that much, but it's nice to just put it out there and see if it happens. I'm just saying that, put it out there and see if it happens. I don't think it's gonna make a difference to them, but
Well, I think the safest bet. I think the safest bet for you is to do the best for yourself and open yourself up to the world. There are 4 billion women on this planet. I mean, you don't have time. Time is too precious. Life is too precious for a black man. I think that the life expectancy of a black man in America is somewhere around 68 years old. You don't have the time to be concerned about saving them. And I'm 64. So I mean, so I feel that particularly acutely. You don't have time to save them, brother. You don't even really have time much to even think about that. Do
Not
the
as
best
far
you
as
can, be
time.
the best you can. Do the
Not as
best you
far as
can,
time.
be the best you can with what
Not
you
as far as
have.
time wise. I'm
And
sorry. No, I'm sorry.
go
But
on, say
not
what
as
you're gonna
far
say,
as
brother.
Please stop
time
interrupting
wise.
Santana. Please stop interrupting Black Rule. Let him finish.
No, let him get it out. He is obviously important for him. So just say what you're gonna say, brother.
Yeah, not as far as time wise. I understand you saying we don't have time, but I think if we call ourselves leaders as black men, then we do have to, I think you said save them, somewhat save them, or at least attempt to, because they carry the next generation of black people going ahead. So if we care anything, or if we even consider ourselves the leaders of the black community, we have to change something, whether it's ourselves or the way
Black
they
men
think or
are
something.
the black men are the leaders of the black community, regardless of where they go and regardless of with whom they mate. There are probably it's somewhere in the range of a billion to a billion and a half or more women who are on the spectrum of blackness on this planet. You know, probably, close to a billion of them in Africa alone, probably several hundred million of them in Central and South America. So a few in Europe, Polynesia, all over the planet. There are women of there are women who have more quote blackness in them, than frankly many of them that are in what we call the United States of America. The lack of blackness is not an issue that affords opportunity for leadership, and the vast majority of it is outside of the continental United States. And so that's why I say you have to make yourself the best man you can be, so you can expand that pool of opportunity of mating. But this whole business where you're going to relegate everything to trying to rescue women who are hell bent on being your antagonist, that's folly. That's insanity.
Yeah,
The whole do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, that's insanity, brother, at this point.
yeah, and the thing is, leaders leave people behind. It's an unfortunate part about being a leader. Sometimes you got to leave people behind, and sometimes them people literally die.
True.
Yeah, look at any war that has been waged. Leaders do all kinds of stuff that ain't so comfortable, nice, or good that people will look at in an isolated way. Leaders got to make real moves. So it is what it is.
And
But
Santana,
I,
it's not for us to try to prove ourselves to be the leaders of some antagonistic women. That's not what black men should be really concerning themselves. Carl, you can think me a leader or not think me a leader. You can say I'm a leader. I don't really care. The only thing I care about is what my mission and objectives are, and the human and the material and equipment resources I can rally to that effort. Other than that, I don't care what anyone thinks I am supposed to be, or I call myself a leader. Of course I'm a leader, but that don't necessarily mean I'm motivated to try to lead someone who does not want to follow me. That's foolish. It's a foolish thing to do.
I mean, God don't even do it. Yeah. Now, when it comes down to it, because like I said, I want to, bring this back to the subject of the show. Are we accepting that women have been lied to? And I'm gonna say, based on what I've heard on the panel, I think the men on the panel, at least for the most part, y'all have accepted women have been lied to by other women. I can say, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, from a societal standpoint, I don't see where they have a problem. And
Well,
I
we
think men who keep saying women have been lied to, as I said earlier, that's us just trying to be protective of them. They were told that they can do certain things, and they've been able to do the things that I've seen them been told that they could do. So I don't see them as a group of people who are misled because they were lied to. I see a group of people who've been empowered to make certain choices that they want to make, and it has went swimmingly for them. Swimmingly.
to
Because I don't
to a
see where they got a problem at.
to a certain degree, I feel like black
I
men.
view it. I view it.
To a
I
certain
view
degree,
it
I do
like
feel
this:
like black men
if
have.
What Santana, you should know at this point, Black Rule has elder purpose. So if he go, just
Yeah,
wait for him to finish, then come in.
I understand.
Go ahead, Black Rule.
if you're hearing the story of Hansel and Gretel or Snow White, for example, maybe that's a better given the circumstance, or Cinderella. Now you hear this story. It's a great story, I guess, for a female, right? To hear the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs or Cinderella. You're hearing these stories, you're enjoying these stories. You can choose to believe the legend of Cinderella. And in fact, I think a lot of women do kind of believe that whole sort of, you know, uh, downtrodden, thought negatively about maybe by some other women or whatever of a lower status, you're of a lower status or some compromised status, and then some handsome guy rescues you and take you and put you in a castle somewhere. You can choose to believe that story. Of course, it's a ridiculous fairy tale, but you can choose to believe it. My perspective of what happened was a lot of things were said and presented a certain kind of way, and these things tapped into things that people already wanted to do and believe. So if you didn't like black men, for example, if you were a white supremacist as a black woman, then yeah, you were going to embrace a lot of lies and a lot of propaganda and a lot of programming to further perpetuate what you already wanted to think and do. And like I said, we were talking about Oprah yesterday. She was a prime example of, I don't know how much Oprah flatly lied or what she did flatly lie to women, but I think she definitely presented slanted arguments about certain things, and then women kind of ran away with it. Like she presented the down low thing, and so you had a lot of black women who had antagonistic relationships with black men, or relationships fell through, or whatever. They just didn't like black men, so it was very comfortable for them to believe and accept that a great number, maybe even the majority of black men were down low homosexuals. Now, did Oprah tell them that? Not really, but she definitely perpetuated an environment that made accepting and embracing that uh, easier to do. And she tapped into, and it worked largely because that's what women wanted to believe. So I, when you say whether they were lied to or not, I don't view it as much as directly as yes or no. I think it's more like the sucker believing what the sucker already wanted to believe. That's kind of how I view it.
I'm gonna say that makes all the sense in the world, and I do basically agree with that because when it comes down to it, I mean, I understand why that lie was perpetuated. A lot of black women like having sex with dudes that came out of prison. Dudes that came out of prison more than likely gonna have a higher issue with getting STDs and things like that because they're whether they liked it or not, they were they had sex with men. I'm not trying to laugh at the men, but that happens in prison. So she wanted to be somebody else's fault. So she really used the LGBT community to cover the fact that she like having sex with men from prison. So LGBT, even though I know y'all ain't really watching my show like that, that's what she did to y'all. you know, she blamed, she used
Well,
y'all
I
because
also
she like
think
having
there was.
sex with dudes in prison.
I think it was that. I also think it was a lot of women who were sports fucking under the while being involved with drugs. So it created, in some cases, heroin was involved, and we, as we recall, or maybe those of us who are older may recall, there was a fairly high concentration of transmission of HIV via heroin use. So if you're having sex with a guy who is doing heroin, or if you're doing heroin, because that's the other thing too, a lot of these people were engaged in drug use under the cover, and they also hid that behind the gay men or whatever down low lie or propaganda, where they were doing risky things, lots of different kinds of risky things, and they were hiding that with this whole, predation, predatory DL lie.
Yeah, because it's there's a lot of pussy payment that
and,
has
and
always
also
happened out there.
and also and also some of them were hoeing. I think a lot of them women were. I mean, and we're kind of seeing it publicly manifest now. But I think a lot of those women were whoring, at least sort of part-time whoring, or various kinds of swapping of sex for favors of some sort or whatever. These are the kinds of things that we're seeing it. We can much more readily see that today via social media. We're learning these lessons, but they were doing these things generations back. They just could hide it better because you didn't have the light to it that the internet and social media reveals.
Yeah, and yeah, what I was saying is, y'all, there's always been something that goes on with a bunch of women where it's pussy for payment. I want drugs, I ain't got the money to buy drugs, so I give you some pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what, y'all? They don't participate in safe sex the way they should, especially when the payment was for some drugs. Let's be real, okay?
Well,
So they just
and what happens when she wants them drugs and she come to you and you got the stash and you on the Snoop Dogg program, and you in your crib, and you got 3 or 4 other homies in your crib, and Snoop said ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
Mm-hmm.
That was
But she
going
know
on
you can
too.
pay for them drugs, though. She
That
know you can pay for them
that
drugs.
that was going on too. It was a lot of kind of okay, whatever, down for whatever to get this blow going. See, a lot of that kind of stuff, they don't talk about that. They're not honest about that. But now we know today that stuff is going on, and some of them are bold enough today to even just kind of cop to it because the 304 thing is just so out in the open now. But that was going on back then. Yeah, a chick get a train pulled on her, by with the dope man in his home. That was happening too.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna say shout out to Gregory Scotland in the chat. He said, "Roger, who was the woman in the picture? She looked like a woman who went to Cass Tech in Detroit. It's just some chick named Kenya. Just a lady named Kenya. That's all. Happened to be like a model or
Well,
something."
give Kenya her respect. No, Kenya was Miss USA
I
19
was
what
just gonna say that.
92, 93. No,
Yeah,
Kenya was that girl, man. Kenya was a
man.
bad motherfucker, man. Beautiful, beautiful body. That girl was out of sight in her prime.
Yeah.
That girl was
Well,
out of sight in her prime.
Now, y'all know I'm just joking about it being just Kenya.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Kenya was a bad motherfucker. Kenya was a bad motherfucker, man.
yeah. Was.
Uru took that personally.
Yeah, I know,
I ain't
right?
never heard Uru
I
cuss
take
like
it
that.
very personal. I take it very personal.
Got the
Hey,
feeling.
I ain't gonna trip now. She was like that. She was like that.
Hey,
Yeah.
Well,
Now,
Uru say, Roger, stop that bullshit, Roger. Come on now.
right?
Hey, hey,
That's,
that was top quality there. That
yeah.
for that
Look
time, that was, I mean,
back
body
when you
and
reminiscing. That
big
was
and just a
anything.
beautiful, beautiful, just a gorgeous specimen of a woman in her prime.
Yeah,
Gorgeous
yeah,
specimen.
real reminiscing, brother.
Kenya was one of them ones. She was definitely, that's why she got put up there. She was one
Hmm.
of them ones. But Kenya also ran into some issues being a woman who had all kinds of opportunity. And she finally did get married, if my memory is correct. She finally did. I think she was like 50 or something when but by the time it actually happened, if my memory is correct, I think she's like married and divorced already. Like her role with men has been basically it should be embarrassing for someone like her. It should be literally embarrassing for someone like her because she could have got all types of men.
Yeah, she
But
literally only got married
Yeah.
because she wanted to have a kid, and it was getting to the point where she was getting a little too old. Like, yeah,
yes,
she's still
King
fine
is
though.
just a person with a bunch of wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
That's how I look at her.
Hey, Roger, stop stepping on Uru's reminiscing, brother. Stop comment.
I'm not
No,
saying
no.
she wasn't
Look.
bad, bro. I picked her because she
I can
was.
separate. I can separate what she physically represented. I mean, obviously, when you look at a woman like her and the opportunity she had and how beautiful she was, and for her to have not married, to have not made it and married well, and especially not in her prime, to me, what that says to me, it while I can really appreciate how beautiful she was, and to some degree still is, while I can appreciate that, I know she's got to be that beautiful and end up that way. She's got to be a complete and total super bitch. She's got to be. That's the only way the math works on that. So
With
because I know that in my mind, I can't really take personal any kind of criticism of her because I know that's what that she would have to be that. She
Okay.
would have to be that in order for her to end up the way she is.
How many times did you dream about her, Uru? Let's get into
Oh, you gonna do that? Okay. All right, have your fun,
Gulab,
GP.
Gulab
Have
go.
your fun, player.
Right. Gulab go. We ain't doing that. We ain't
Have
doing.
your fun, GP.
Tom ain't
We,
about nothing.
no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Kenya was one of them ones, and
Yeah,
that's why she got picked. You know what I'm saying? Because I know
I
she was
tell
one of
you
them ones.
what. If I were to ever go the
Yeah, don't work your way
the
through it, Uru.
the sexual android route, it would definitely be the Kenya Moore model
Okay, do
1990.
it. Do it. We getting to it.
That would definitely be the model.
Say
It
just
would
like this,
that would
just like
definitely be
this.
the model.
Hey,
Oh snap.
to get back on topic, it was I don't watch Kevin Samuel's interviews a lot of times. And so many of those times when I guess the female would be in danger zone and he'd start asking the women questions, and it always gets to a point where he tell them and they realize that they were lied to, you know, by it don't matter what society or other women regarding to them.
I ain't gonna let that float.
That's facts.
Kevin did talk to them, and the women will put out where they just did what they wanted to do. Nobody was saying that they was lied to like that. They
Yes.
made the choices that they wanted to make. They was up there trying to get a high value man, and they was living a life that was extra regular. And truth be told, they had no business being there in the first place, and that's why people got so upset, because it was women who had no place being there in the first place. If you're gonna go for the top of anything, you're supposed to be able to do something that says I'm not everybody else. But what came out? No, they had kids because they wanted to have kids. That's what they was doing. They was getting married and getting divorced with men because they wanted to. It wasn't somebody lied and made and convinced me to believe that I can do better. She wanted to do better on her own. She knew that. She knew when she
Now,
divorced that she wanted better. She knew she wasn't nothing in the first place.
now whether if it's true or not, I can't say. But I to be honest, even to this day, I'm still watching new interviews with Kevin Samuels and other women because it's some things that I ain't see. But it's like they all pretty much got the same story,
Which
when they get to that danger zone.
But the thing is, bro, at the end of the day, it wasn't nobody telling them a bunch of stuff. They knew what they was doing, and they took their raggedy behinds up there. And I'm gonna say raggedy because if you trying to get the very top notch of men, you ain't supposed to be average in the first place. You supposed to be above average when you looking for the best. Okay, that's like me going out with $10,000 trying to buy a brand new Bentley. I ain't got no business walking into the car lot talking about I want a Bentley and I got $10,000. No, even for a down payment, you don't bring $10,000 if you finna buy a Bentley. Just is what it is. They had no business being there. Nobody convinced them that they had what it take to get there. Let's keep that real. Them women wasn't coming there because somebody lied to them and convinced them that they qualified. They knew they ain't qualified. They knew it. They got mad because somebody said it out loud, but it ain't. Nobody was surprised. It wasn't one woman on there that was surprised that she got a bad reaction when her stuff wasn't lining up to going after the top group of men. Nobody was surprised. Not
Shit,
even the
man.
one who helped made him
Look,
go viral. She truly wasn't
I
even
was just
surprised.
finna, I was just finna mention that. I
They
was just
went on that show. They went on that show thinking or hoping that Kevin Samuels was a wizard who was going to help them win the lottery. That's why they went on that show.
Yeah.
I think
just
they went on that show for attention, man. A lot
Well,
of
not well.
well, to bring it to
No,
the point, nobody
No,
was
no,
surprised
no.
because nobody
I
lied to them at
think
a
it was
level that made them
attention.
think it was gonna work.
I definitely think it was attention, but I do think a lot of them was thinking and hoping because they knew he was affiliated with men of a certain level, so they were hoping they were going to be the special one where he can sprinkle some magic pixie dust over them, and they get
I
raptured
agree.
into high value man land.
Yeah.
That's what they were
They,
hoping.
Right,
yep,
they
I'll
thought
be
right
the
now,
Kevin
yep.
special one.
Yeah.
they
right now.
thought
When I
Kevin was gonna be Dave Chappelle and sprinkle a little crack on it.
hey,
No, no,
but
they
And
thought
it was
they was
gonna
going to
work
be.
out.
No, they
but
thought he
when I,
was going to be. What's his name? Bay, Cebu Bay, Bay. What's his name? You know, the one that sprinkles stuff on the steak.
Oh, Salt Bay, Salt Bay,
hey, wait.
Salt
Now,
Bay.
Roger. Now, when I was speaking about women being, I guess, somewhat childlike and thinking emotionally, perfect timing was telling me, I guess, not telling me that I'm wrong, but in a way, I kind of forgot what he was going with it, but that is kind of what I mean when grown ass women can think the way that y'all saying it's just that easy and boom, it's gonna happen. That to me is not even a logical mindset. That's some type of weird way of thinking. That's just
But
me personally, and
no,
that's
no,
just
I mean,
older women.
but my issue is this: the women weren't surprised, so therefore I can't accept that they were lied to and led to believe these different things because their reactions did not show me. For a woman that I don't know personally, they had no reaction that said that they believed the nonsense in the first place. So if you didn't believe the nonsense, who lied to you and made you think this or made you think that? Nobody figured out, nobody was surprised that they was fat and he was like, no, they ain't working with that. Nobody was surprised because they had kids. You wasn't finna get down with nobody. I mean, they had their reactions, but did you see any surprise reactions? Yeah, women got angry. Yeah, they got mad. But was anybody surprised? And just like the woman who made it go viral when he
Right,
said she was an average at best, did we
right.
see anything that said she was surprised when he said what he said? So
Yeah.
that's my whole thing. So I
I
understand.
think they were surprised. I think they were surprised often, not by any revelation of the truth, but I do think they were very often surprised by his candor, because I think they have for generations been told lies or been made to accept certain being overweight and being uh thoughting and being irascible and mean and ornery and being homely while thinking they were more attractive and wearing and donning themselves in a way to distract from their real appearance. They were used to telling themselves and each other so many lies that I think at times they would be surprised by his candor. Because when he was bringing up things like weight and dress size, it wasn't that they didn't know they wore 180 pounds, or like I say, like he said, you built like Emmett Smith, you could run the eye gap. But I think they were surprised at his willingness to be as direct about it. I think that's what I think that's what would shock them. That wow, I can't believe this man said this about me. Not that it's not true, because I know I weigh 215 pounds. I was at the doctor last month, and they showed me that. So I don't
Mhm.
think anything he
So
says, the facts of anything he says, surprise them. I think his candor very often surprised.
And
No,
Can I can I ask you a
I would
question?
agree that they were surprised that a man would tell them that to their face. But my point is, society did not lie to them to a point that they thought they were going to get something different than what they got when they got there. Because again, we laughed at them when they. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's real. We laughed at them when they got on buses. We made fun of these
Roger
people.
Goodall.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just being for real. I was a kid once too, and I remember laughing at them. I was making fun of them. I made fun of a lot of people when I was growing up. I ain't saying it's right. I'm saying it's real, and I
I
see
get
kids doing it to this day. I
yeah.
see people. I drive past. I see somebody get on the bus, and the bus start laughing at the people. What I think going on? They making fun of the person who just got on the bus. I ain't even got to be on the bus to know what's happening because I didn't seen it before. Okay,
Yeah.
so ain't nobody surprised, which means this whole thing about society has lied to women. I'm gonna say this is black men's way of trying to protect women by us trying to give them a pass because they quote unquote was lied to. Ain't nobody lied to them like
Well,
that.
let,
I
let me
am
ask you
not
a
here
question,
saying
Roger.
everybody said 100% the truth, but black women especially have not been in a place where we could convince them of something other than what the truth actually is. So we just say that to give them a pass. Now
Yeah,
I
Let
know
me ask you a question, Rasha. Don't that mean that if a lot of these grown women that was going to him and he telling them these things, that's kind of like, well, damn, like, what you mean? Like, men like it. If ain't that a prime example
not all
of
men
men
like
been
that.
lying to
No,
them they
no.
whole.
I'm gonna say the number one. The problem with your example is in your example you accept that women what women said was the truth in the first place. Women gonna lie about what men said on a regular basis.
Right.
That's number one.
Come on, man.
And I would say this, man. I remember when I was 13, 14, 15, and I was sitting in class and Broad was trying to crack jokes, and I said, well, Sister Big Draws, I find yeah,
Oh,
I said that out
oh no, not the big draw,
loud.
not the big draw.
That was at 12, big 12, Sister Big Draws, because she was a big fat broad trying to talk stuff, man. And this was I was 12.
Man,
Big.
man,
I had
The, the,
jokes,
the,
man.
the
in my
guy, the
entire
guy,
life. Oh, go ahead, Kevin.
the guy's honest truth is, man, these chicks know better. Like, let's just use that same woman from Samuels, right? She tried to say, okay, she got a degree, she got a business. I think she has a dog walking business or something, and she tried to make that cover up the fact that she looked like a Gila monster. She know
She did.
since she was a little kid,
Oh,
everybody been telling her, goddamn it, you look like a Gila monster.
You just should be. You just
She
should be. Now,
didn't know her whole life. So who lied to her, Roger?
no,
Right?
what I'm saying is nobody lied to her, which is why she came up with some stuff that had nothing to do with what men want to justify her presence. Women do this all the time. Well, I got a nice car. I got a nice job. I got a nice apartment. I got a nice house. I got a nice career. They say, what dude ever said, I can't wait till I grow up so I can get me a woman with a nice car, a nice job, a nice career? And anything they talking about, ain't no dude
Right.
ever said it, and ain't no dude came to the locker room. Look, we men. What man burst into the locker room to tell you he hit big old girl? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Trina was down the hallway. Y'all know Trina? Yeah, the one that weighed 375 pounds. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hit that. What dude broke into the locker room and told you he hit Big Trina?
Only one I know who did that was Roger. Roger did that.
I see. I think we're at the
You
part of the
go,
show where he couldn't wait no longer. This man done popped some pills or something. He done popped some pills. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
you,
find it.
you
I
know,
find it, Roger. It's almost like it's
well,
almost like a
to
Jedi
me,
mind trick
it,
because Roger's saying that they haven't lied to themselves. It's almost like a magical existence. How they exist currently. No one lied
well,
to them.
to me, I think the more interesting question, and I think it's being exhibited by Santana is, um, but it's connected. The real question is, for me is, why do men want to believe they've been lied to? Because that, to me, is the real issue here. Why do you want to
Can I
believe they've
can I
been lied
ask y'all a
to,
question?
Santana?
Can I
Yeah,
ask?
and I'm just
No,
throwing out
why do
there.
you want to believe they've been lied to?
I'm not gonna say it's so much as me wanting to believe that they've been lied to, but I'm just one of them type of people where I think telling a person half the truth is a lie. So, me personally, a lot of us then probably told women it. Put it like this: if we have women in our family and we haven't told them, "Hey, this is a problem," or "This is a problem," "This is a problem," and we just let them go about their merry-go way, to me, that's kind of like somewhat lying to them. Because ain't we supposed to be the leaders of women as well?
So you ain't tell your
Well,
cousin she fat and she thinks she getting a man even though she fat.
Boy, hey man, I tell my cousins now, man.
I've never known any black men who have not told their sisters, their daughters, their cousins that they had any relationship with. I've not known any of them to not tell them the truth. Now,
So
whether
why is there so many
their
obese black
sisters,
women? Like,
let
come
me
on.
finish. Let me
I'm sorry. I'm
finish.
sorry.
Let me
Well,
finish,
that
for
fun is
God's
not
sake.
in the Abington group, and I don't know this one.
Whether they wanted to believe the truth, whether they wanted to accept it because Day Day is 6'4" and he's got green eyes or whatever, whatever they could rationalize why they did not want to accept and embrace that truth or listen to that truth is a very different. I had one of my cousins, his daughter went to college, uh, did everything, talked about all the pregnancy, went down there, got pregnant, had a baby. Okay, they got the baby, fine. Go back down there with the baby. The family of the guy in the area gonna try to help take care of the baby. End up having another baby. Now the whole time they telling her, quote, the truth. They come from a Christian
She's not finished with the
in
part,
church,
Josh.
mama in church 3-4 times a week. Uh, all the good stuff, family stuff. The girl still did what the hell she wanted to do because the guy was cute with dimples. Bottom line, so this whole business. That's why I said earlier, they will believe what they want to believe. When they went on Kevin Samuel's show, yeah, she knew she was homely, but he gonna make some kind of magical way in order for me to get some kind of man. And if I tell him the right story, and he wanna help me to get one of his high value men, then I'm gonna go on that show, even if it's at the risk of possibly embarrassing myself while I do it. Because in the end, lightning might strike, and I end up with those guys. So it's worth the risk. It's worth the potential embarrassment. Because I'm special. All these other bitches ain't special, but I'm special. So it's gonna work for me. I'm gonna hit the lottery. That's the
And
mentality.
I want to really focus in on the fact them bras knew what the question was before they got there. Do y'all understand that?
Exactly.
They knew what the questions were before they got there. Okay? He was asking the same
She
question.
knew she was 220 pounds, and she gonna get on the show where every time a woman appears on that show, he was gonna ask her dress size. So she knew what was coming, and she got on there. Some
And she was
embarrassment.
ready to. She
Because a
was ready to
220
about it
pound
too.
woman, there isn't a standard size for 5'3", 225 pound
Right.
woman. That ain't even standard dress size.
Hey, look, they will get on there and try to not tell the truth, and KS would be like, you know what? I've seen big women before. You look like I'm looking in your
Yeah.
face.
He started playing the
they'll tell us that
hippopotamus
we
music in the background.
Right,
Look.
right.
Now, wait a minute. All right. Let me rein it back in. Let me rein it back in. Because I'm about to bring this to a close real soon. Let me rein this back in. The issue, and the Black Hole just asked that question as well. Why is it that the men want to believe that they've been lied to? Why are we trying to give them a pass up about them being lied to? Because, like I said, from a societal standpoint, nobody can point to the thing where they were being lied to. You can't point to the television show. You can't point to the institution, the church or the college, whatever the case. Now you can say maybe something about them being equal, but you can make a debate about equal. That's about how people are gonna believe in what's actually equal, because you can be equal but in a different way. Like you can't have an equal bag of apples that is 20 pounds. You can also have a 20-pound bag of oranges. They're different, but they're equal still. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how people's belief system is gonna go. But at the end of the day,
I haven't.
women been told they can
I
get these
haven't.
different things, and they got these different things. Well, go ahead, Black. Was that you?
No, no, no. I was
Oh, well,
gonna
go
answer
ahead,
your
Kevin. Go
question,
ahead.
but I didn't know if it was rhetorical. You ain't gonna like this one. Y'all gonna make me agree with Santana again. Santana is right about the partial truth. Like Roger on the Roger Report Live, he don't like to tell these women the whole truth because he want them to have some hope, even when there ain't no hope. And black men want these women to have hope. They want them to have a way out of their situation instead of just telling them the truth. The only way out of this situation is to raise up the next generation to not do what you did. And black men want the existing adult women to have hope in hopeless situations. That's why we want to believe that foolishness.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, brother. No, it's not that I want them to have hope. I personally, trying to be a better Christian, will simply not condemn them because I heard that was wrong. Okay, that came from church. It's not my job to condemn them. I tell them, I have said in the past, if you want a better result, go after some really old guy. Go after some guy who already been through a divorce. Go after some guy who got grown kids. Go after all the things that you don't want to go after if you really think you want a shot. Now, it might work, but then it might not.
Hey, Roger.
Ain't no guarantee over there either.
Somebody
You just
shot you a message in the back chat, Roger.
message for the back chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I guess it's time for us to get into the back chat. Real
Yeah.
talk. We a few minutes over anyway. But
No.
what I'm saying is, from a societal standpoint, ain't nobody really lying to them like that. Yes, you can say an individual person lied here or there. We can never argue something like that because everybody has their own individual experience. But they told women what they could have. They didn't guarantee them husbands. They didn't guarantee them protection. They didn't say everything would be taken care of. That was something that was just assumed. And that assumption may not be that well of an assumption. But the thing is, I think the best thing was that example of Sex in the City that was brought up. A person who didn't watch the show. All I know is they was out there being hoes. They had some jobs. They was supposed to be making some money. They was having sex with random dudes, and nobody ended up with a husband or children.
Roger.
Sound pretty legitimate to me.
I was talking about a message in the private chat, not the back.
I ain't talking about what you talking about. I'm closing my show down. What are you doing, brother?
It was an interesting thing directed at you, Roger. I'm trying to help you out, brother.
Oh, you saying get it in before I end the show?
I'm trying to help you out.
Okay. Let me see the little message in the private. Okay.
Yeah, do your job, Roger.
You know what? I'm gonna let him have the last words today. We finna close on out of here, y'all. We're talking about y'all go get your Bibles. That's what y'all do. Go get your Bibles, okay? Real talk. Y'all, it's been a great show. If you want to experience the best show on social media every morning, just tune in here at the Roger Report Live at 9 a.m. Chicago time. Okay, I know you might live close to Chicago, but it ain't your time. It's Chicago time. You might live far from Chicago. It ain't your time. Tune in at 9 a.m. Chicago time. Monday through Fridays over here at the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media, period. Okay? Y'all have a great night. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.